keep doing this until someone shows up.
Yeah, you're here, but you got to comment. Oh, we don't know you're here. Oh, late. Somebody's going to start this sucker up. Who's going to be? Got a feeling Don's ready to go. Eric?
Well, I think people might be a little late because I forgot to set up the broadcast.
Oh, so like, shucks.
Oh, good. There are people here.
People are coming.
Welcome to the Velveteen Lounge.
Willkommen. Bienvenue. Welcome.
Hi,
Hey,
Dime. Good to see you.
Five.
So,
There we go, baby.
funny story.
Here's a funny thing. The funny part of the funny part.
Normally, I create these broadcasts on Tuesday.
Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. Good to see you.
Hello. Ha. Mm-hmm.
Which is when you can say, hi, Eric. Good to see
Eric.
you, too. So,
Red 5, blue 4. Do we have red dwarf?
Ordinarily, I create these broadcasts on Tuesday, which is like if you see an invitation on Facebook or, hi, Vegas AF.
Hey,
Good to
Vegas.
see you.
Vegas has.
It's because I've created the broadcast.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Tonight, I'm standing back here like 5 minutes ago.
What do you do?
Getting ready to go,
Yeah,
and
we're
I was
totally
like,
cool. La 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 la.
I didn't create the broadcast. So I had to just quick run and start the broadcast. So here we are.
Boy, is my face red.
I've been under a little strain. It's nothing bad.
There.
Nothing. Where? Nothing
I
bad. But
That's been stuff.
but there's been some stuff going on,
been stuff.
and I neglected to create the broadcast.
Whoops. Well,
But here we are. Here
Yeah,
we
that
all
kinda
are. You
happens
made it.
sometimes.
I'm glad.
The fact it
Good
looks
to
like we
see
made
you.
it. Here we are. First copyright strike of the day.
So,
Boom, boom, boom.
what's everyone doing for the holiday
It's
weekend?
happening. Big holiday weekend coming up. Like, just like that.
Yeah.
Wasn't it yesterday I was putting up the flag for, Memorial Day? Jeez. And now it's just Labor Day time.
I know, but 4th of July seems like a really long time ago, even though it was just last month.
Yeah, literally a month, basically a month and a half.
Oh, it's been a crazy week for Dime. I hope not in a bad way.
Yeah.
I hope not in a bad way.
Packed is packed, and sometimes it's like I get 5 projects in a row. I'm just wrangling them all, and you're like, okay, well, that's life. That happens. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah.
I had a balloon twisting gig last night. Well,
Twisties.
Monday I was in the city. Tuesday I had a balloon twisting gig. Here we are. And I have another gig tomorrow.
Here we are.
Which I just found out about a couple of hours ago. So I'm just like,
This one here was like lamenting the fact that they'd all dried up, and now they're just coming out of the woodwork. So I'm like, you never know.
Eric
You
is a
never
little
know, and I hear it.
congested. I'm sorry to hear that. So I'm requesting a drink that will psychologically pacify me. Okay.
I think that we
Can
have
do.
I think we have a couple of things that'll hit that.
Hi, Peter. Good to see you.
Hit that button. I'm going to tell you. Something good for Peter too.
Errol is here, but okay. Well,
Okay.
I hope Errol can come in the room
Big meeting.
soon.
Errol
Big meeting,
is
yeah.
frequently in a big meeting at this exact hour. What the heck is it at
Well, it's
what 7 o'clock Central
7
Time?
there, right?
7 Central Time
okay.
is still like hours after the end of. And if he's dealing with Europe, it's like they're in bed. They're long gone. Is he dealing with Tokyo? Okay, well they're probably just getting to the office. I got you. Auckland. Obviously that's quite a bit earlier.
Sometimes people
Actually, it's tomorrow.
people meet when they can.
Yeah, I guess that's a
So,
kick. Anyway,
Yeah.
I will echo what Eric's saying about congestion. I've been feeling a little mucusy. I don't know why.
Oh, nope.
I haven't been tickly. I haven't been
Refuse to get
coughing.
sick.
A few weeks ago, I was just like, wow, I'm super scratchy, and like kind of came and went. I don't know. But I was also chalking that up to like the very poor air quality we've been getting. And it's been not helped along at all by all of this humidity, which cranked up again, and all this junk in the air is just hanging and hanging,
Yes.
and then we get these weird downpours like on, what was it?
Oh my
Monday.
gosh. Monday, we looked at the forecast. We both went into the city.
Hey, you got to check it out ahead of
I
time.
can't believe we're talking about the weather.
Do I need to actually check? Yeah, here we are. This
Hi, Julie. Good to
Show's so
see you.
But literally, you check it
Aw.
out because it's not the fact that like
Been looking forward to it too.
the weather's going to do this. It's the fact that am I packing an umbrella because my bag already weighs half a ton.
We got out of the car at
Do
the
I
train.
need this? Do I not need this? No, forget it.
We got out of the car at the train station. I had my umbrella in my bag. The forecast for the day was full sun. both here and in the city. So I said, do I need my umbrella? And Paul's like, no. And I was like, yeah, no, I don't. No rain.
Nope.
We get to the city. We go to exit Penn Station. It's pouring.
It's obviously just like hauling down. And I'm like, somebody isn't running a hose on us. Is that the case? No, that's just rain. So we have to like duck it and grab stuff. Ugh. You know, whatever. It's ridiculous.
Oh, it's so humid here.
Yeah.
Diane was talking about the humidity. It is so humid here. So gross. Yeah. Oh, yes, he's dealing with overseas customers.
There we go. Okay.
He'll be up with these guys till 5 a.m. our time. Oh my God! Wow.
Let's check that stuff out there.
All right. Well.
Anyway, literally.
Hi, Errol. Okay, Errol's here for a sec. Yes. Okay. And he's from Korean engineering company. Okay. All right. Got it. We don't like explosions
to occur.
Yeah. Who does, right?
The simple fact is we're dealing with volatile organic compounds. And they will vent, and if you have them in certain circumstances, they are, of course, highly flammable. In other circumstances, they're not really. But generally speaking, if they can, it's like, look, if you try to light brandy on fire, nothing's going to happen. If you heat it up, vapors, boom. That's exactly it.
Eric's talking about the humidity and feels like fall. I noticed today is the first time I noticed that it's getting dark earlier.
Yeah.
I love fall. I'm actually ready for fall, but I'm not ready for it to get dark earlier.
It seems like just a week and a half ago, it wasn't quite feeling
explosion's bad. Dime's so fast.
Explosion's bad. Just about a week and a half ago, it was like, get up in the morning, I'm like, oh yeah, it's getting light. And now it's just, no, we're not quite there yet. It literally has turned around, and we've tilted enough that suddenly, like, we're just below the horizon.
Heavy.
And there you go. And that's just like the fact of, it's a fact of reality.
We have
I can't say anything else.
We have a snack to try too, which you can see behind me.
We
got to each get a drink first, but
let's get a drink up.
We found these in the store the other day. Lay's masala flavor.
These look like
we're gonna try them.
There were 4 or 5 flavors that were new to me. They may not be so new, but these look like a lot of fun. And I'm really appreciating that the snack food companies are dipping into the spice mill, like in the subcontinent,
which is great.
That's a great place
happy about
to dig in. And of course, we've seen like a lot of ghost pepper, blah blah blah. You try those, and they're like,
I'll tell you what I'm doing in a minute.
They're not that hot.
Oh yeah,
you can't.
There's no such thing as a smooth transition between the seasons anymore.
Well, we had that. It was, and here I'm still talking about humidity. We had that point where it totally dipped low. It was something like 50%. It was like super. It was great. It was awesome. And I was like, wow, this just suddenly we're right there. We're just right there in October. And I thought, well, I'm not exactly ready for October as much as I'll take the weather. I sleep really, really well when I can just vent the room. Right now, it's going to be super hot tonight.
As you can see, I'm in a nautical mood.
Captain, Captain Booze over here is ready to light her fire. So.
Okay, so, the schools here used to go back in session after Labor Day, but I think most started back this week. Oh, yeah, I feel like a lot of places have, right?
Oh, yeah, just
and have to keep a watchful eye on the speed limits. Yes. How did we get here so soon, Julie? I totally agree.
As much as we hate to say like, geez, we're talking about the weather. Now we're talking about the time flowing by, and like, well, true.
I've had
zip
2 speeding tickets in the last 35 years, and both of them I was lost, and both of them were in school zones.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to hear it.
Weren't you in Albuquerque at one point with an out-of-state plate?
Las Cruces.
Oh, Las Cruces.
Las Cruces was one of them.
Officer bend over was like, yeah, whatever, here's your ticket.
Yeah, and we're just like, well, the thing is, I was going the same speed as everyone else, by the way. That guy saw an out-of-state plate because I was not going faster than anyone else.
Seriously.
And you're like, are you aware you're in a school zone? No.
Of course not.
And then the other one too, I was lost. And I was like, and the cop had no sympathy whatsoever. And actually the guy in front of me pulled over too, because we were going the same speed. And he just came up to me. And
the guy took off.
And he's like, do you know you're in a school zone? I'm like, no, I'm lost. And I was like practically in tears because I was really, really lost. This is before GPS. And
It's a long time ago.
And I finally asked the cop as he's like handing me my $300 ticket, like, do you know how to get back to Middletown? And he was just like, but like, he was such a jerk. Anyway.
Anyway, I like that comment. Spice companies are like talking Dune spice mining.
Okay, so I'm calling this one. This is a variation on a classic we've done before called the Commodore. I'm calling it. Oh, the Commodore cocktail is the classic that we've done. I'm calling this one the Nutty Commodore.
Nutty Commodore.
So far I've added 2 ounces of bourbon and a ½ ounce Frangelico, or your favorite hazelnut liqueur.
Commodore was pretty good, as I recall.
Yes.
It was like we try them all, right? And some of them look like just a martini.
Sorry, I was supposed to do 3/4 of an ounce.
What have you done?
Of the hazelnut.
Oh.
I gotta add a little more.
A little more.
I need. Do we have grenadine?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
It's getting low. I gotta make more.
So.
But we have the stuff.
Another ½ ounce of.
Wow, it is getting low.
Frangelico, and then a ½ ounce.
I like that.
Fresh lemon juice. Hold on. That was very strange. That's fresh lemon juice.
Not just squeaky noises.
And then.
Hey, Captain Quad and Kelly Camille. Do that to me one more time. I can never get enough copyright strikes with a girl like you. Ooh.
Okay. Dash. I just want to use a tiny bit. Dash of grenadine.
Dash up.
And a dash.
I'll put this back.
Of chocolate bitters. I'm using Bitter Truth. Yeah, breathe. Oh my God. I was so mad. Both times I was like no sympathy whatsoever.
Guys. But I think you're right about New Mexico, where it was just like out of state plate. Yeah, tasty.
It was in a rental. It had Florida plates.
Oh.
I mean, our car would have had New York plates, so it still would have been out of state.
So in that case, I think your car would have been called white, which itself is no big indicator.
No, that was actually a black vehicle.
Black vehicle. Oh,
yes.
No. Originals are always white. It's funny.
It's not always white.
The car that we drive was originally a rental. It is white.
How's cold?
Go. And you need to strain into a
cocktail glass.
Oh, hello. I think I have some cold ones right here.
You.
Cold one.
Fortunately, the driver had an empathetic sense of humor.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Fun bus stories. Fun bus stories.
Strain into a cocktail glass. I'm going to garnish with twists because we have them.
We do have twists. I'm trying to make more twists when we do these shows, so that we have decor, and I'm trying to put more decor on. And when I'm making margaritas these days, I'm salting the rim, doing all that stuff.
Well,
it's all the showbiz. You got to put the showbiz in.
My second drink of the evening calls for, in my opinion, a garnish of a very misplaced olive.
Oh.
I do not think an olive belongs in the drink, but I'll do it because the book said.
It's really.
Hi, Clinton. Good to see you.
Awesome. Definitely time for. I think it's time for a cocktail.
The Nutty Commodore.
Nutty.
I'm a fan.
Let's see. Now, I believe this started out life as a Manhattan, and then you went from there. Right?
No, it was a classic called the Commodore Cocktail.
Let me see what's in this again. Doesn't this start out with? Let's see. Oh no, this one that's got bourbon, and so it's really just a sour.
The other one I'm making is a Manhattan variation.
Oh, you said strain to a champagne flute. Did you mean to say that?
Yeah, I'll say cocktail glass. Whatever. Strain it into a glass.
Strain into
something. You'll figure it out.
You got a glass. Put it in it.
You'll figure it out.
We don't stand on too much ceremony around here. Does it work as a glass that would hold a cocktail? There you go.
I think the original said a champagne flute. Okay.
I suppose Commodore might be drinking, this kind of
Oh, I just love that you're talking amongst yourselves. This is great.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
So you're really just adjusting your desk. That's your basic ergonomics right there. We had this whole thing at work about the 60 seconds, like change your ergonomics. And I remember doing a few things, and I said, yeah, that is better. And at the actual office, I have a desk that will transform into a standing desk. You just press the button and up it goes. And I see people will use that. They'll just like up, down, up, down. And it's kind of fun. Apple cocktail, a cherry cocktail. Yeah. But yeah, like, just changing your desk, because if you're typing like this too high, that's too low, just get it just right. Sort of like right there. Then you're not going to put too much strain on things.
All right, you got to make yourself a drink so that we can try our chips.
Okay. Let's actually get on with that. Now,
don't touch anything.
I'm touching this so I can see it. So I actually found a slim volume of boat drinks called boat drinks. I hope I'm actually showing that to you and not have that off camera. But this is actually something that was originally published from Margaritaville. And it's got a ton of stuff in it. A lot of these drinks are like, what the heck? A lot of things that look like LI iced tea. I'm sure we thrifted this, although it has a new price tag on it. And
the drinks look really unbalanced. Because I thought, boat drinks. I'll look in it, and I was like,
yeah. But like some of them were fine. And there's one that I took a look at that I said, yeah, I'm not going to do those proportions, but I did take.
Dressed as a Commodore.
Yeah, there we go. I just need that jacket. I need the white shirt and the tie. No, the ascot.
The crest. You need the crest on your blazer.
Crest on the blazer, pocket square, that kind of thing. Hi, piping aboard. Now let's see. What's going in this thing? I need 1 1/4 of dark Jamaican and 3/4 of bourbon. I'm also doing a bourbon thing. It's weird but true.
Mine does not have rum.
Mine does not have rum.
This is so heavy.
It is actually.
It's a glass bottle. Not that I don't want a glass. I appreciate that it's a glass bottle.
Appreciate
it's very heavy.
It's very true. So we need 1 1/4 and 3/4. This was originally like 2 jiggers worth of something, and I think it's kind of crazy. It's about 3/4 worth. I'm just trying to like do a little more of the dark Jamaican than of the. And the funny thing is, on the face of this, looks a hell of a lot like Roman punch, which is very good, and it's venerable too. I think it's in like a Jerry Thomas book. And
I'm excited to try this.
A popular 19th century ingredient, raspberry syrup. Back when the barkeep would have been making all the syrups, raspberry, strawberry, boysenberry syrup. So I'll take the raspberry syrup. In fact, thank you. This one is Torani. It is naturally flavored. It is very red, and it's
naturally flavored.
Well, some of these are fake flavors, and you're like, yeah, it tastes like raspberry soda.
I'm sure it has fake flavors in it.
It's like when you're at the skating rink when you're a kid and you get the grape soda, and it's like totally fake grape. It's just like tastes like a Jolly Rancher, Wrong. 1/2 ounce of lemon and 1 1/2 of strong black tea. Okay, back to our regular scheduled programming. And I thought that the tea was a good component. I don't think that's normally a component of a Roman, but it's a great base for a whiskey-based drink. So I happen to have, here we go. What do you know? Hold myself 1 1/2.
So does anyone have fun plans this weekend? I gotta live vicariously.
Let's get that out. Our plans are to work. Yeah.
I know.
We'll be working tomorrow. Actually, we're not scheduled yet.
I'm not booked yet, but I've heard I might be booked Monday. So
it's always possible, he said. All right, so I'm gonna throw some ice at that.
Marty, good to see you.
Hello.
Thank you for dropping by.
That's right, man. And I'm going to put this on the Hampton Beach. Blend for 5 seconds.
Oh, Marty, I missed your comment. Marty said, I was in a workshop a couple of weeks ago, and the teacher said something about having standing desks for kids. That's great.
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh, this glass is like use old polish. What can I polish that with? There we go. Sometimes the glassware gets a little.
What will I use?
It's clean, but there's little flecks of citrus on it. You want to make sure that the glass is sparkling for your customers, even if your customers are you.
Food will certainly be involved. Yes.
Excellent idea. I said in the recipe, which you will get later if you're a patron, straight into a double old-fashioned or a Collins. Excellent idea. I remember that we had these wonderful chimneys that said I'm going to use one. So here we go. And actually, I'm not
Kelly.
straining.
Good to see you.
I'm just pouring. And in we go. And look at that. Look at all that foam. It's looking great.
Perfect pour.
Hello. Nice. I'm liking it a lot. Aloha to you, Kelly. Hello.
I love that, Marty. That's great.
And do I have a long swizzle? I don't think I do. Well, I guess I'll do it now.
Do you want? I have.
Yeah.
I could find you one.
All right. I'll take a long swizzle.
Here.
But here we go. Look at like that's like 2-inch head on this thing. A lot of fun.
Is this long enough? No, it's not long enough.
Well, that's good. You gotta try this.
I will try it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
And I think the combination of bases works very well here. I'm not getting a really strong impression of bourbon out of this, but it lightened up the dark rum a little, which is okay. Yeah, so we have two fine items here for Kelly to check out.
Will this
here.
work?
This one is the modified Commodore. That works just great. And this one is called, what's this called again?
That is
New Orleans Punch.
New Orleans Punch. We don't even remember what we're making.
What the hell am I making? New Orleans Punch.
Oh, I'm calling mine the Nutty Commodore.
This is actually, it's plausible you could order something that looks like this at one of the finer hotels.
Peter's working, but off on Monday. Thinking rigatoni and Chianti on Sunday evening. That sounds amazing, Peter.
That's very cool. That's very cool. I'm thinking,
Marty, yeah, do it. Milking it all weekend.
Yeah, please. Squeeze. I'm thinking of hotels.
Dime's over on Facebook now, too.
Nolans that might serve you the Monteleone, or you can go to the Carousel Bar, which is a rotating bar. This thing is so cool. If you go there, you're like, oh man, and you got to sit at the bar. I remember doing this during 8 Tales with a cocktail. We hadn't had food. I'm like, I guess I'm just going to go and get killed, you know? So I just sit there and suddenly realize you can order food. I'm like, oh, well, in that case, I'll have a French 75.
So we're sampling masala chips from Lay's. See what we think.
Yeah, these look like a lot of fun. Shall we?
Yes.
Ready?
Ready?
Whistle. All right. I like when they're all folded up.
Cheers.
Tink. Yeah, I'm into those.
Those are good.
Definitely.
Lisa says a few years ago, my 7-year-old grandson's teacher used Pilates balls for seats for them to sit on. Can you imagine a class of 7-year-olds? It didn't last long.
Bouncy. All it needs is a handle and you got a hippity hop.
Are
all over the place.
Are the Pilates balls bouncy? I don't know. We have stability balls.
Truth, I'm thinking of stability balls. Good question. I don't know. Is that like a very hard ball, like a medicine ball? Or is it a big inflatable thing that's like bouncy? So I'm imagining a room of 7-year-olds are just going to have a lot of fun with that. Yes.
Dime, these will be fun for for the coating. Yeah.
I'm thinking also of that recipe that we saw from the Spanish chef who was the head of El Bulli. You remember, like them? That was fancy place in Spain. Very chef driven. We were talking about the perfect Spanish omelet. We have to slice potatoes very thin and fry them properly and all that. And he's like, you know what works just as well, pretty much, potato chips. And he would make a Spanish omelet with that. And that sounds awesome. We make something every Sunday that I call a Spanish American omelet because it's the same concept, but I don't use those like thinly sliced potatoes. I just make home fries.
You should do it with chips.
I could try it.
You should do it with these.
Do it with these. We'll have them. There we
That'd be fun.
But when I make it, it's awesome. It's a great breakfast every time I make it like the same way, and I'm very happy to get it. Mad balls.
It's mad balls here. Got in trouble for not sitting still in class. Oh. I got in trouble in first grade for talking on the school bus.
On the school bus? We all talked on the school bus.
Well, no, it was, we were on a field trip to the LA Zoo.
Oh, I see.
And I was talking to my friend's mom, who was one of the chaperones. And I got in trouble for talking to my friend's mom.
Did mom get in trouble too?
No.
Just you, huh? There she was, leading you on into temptation.
All right.
Whoops.
I'm getting stuffed, but they're so good.
Okay. Oh, the kettle chips are definitely the way to go there.
Yeah.
Like these would be great as kettle chips.
Nobody gets in trouble anymore. I I was so upset because she was going to tell my mom. And she did tell my mom. My mom was just like, really? Okay.
I remember a similar incident that my mother scoffed at, but it was traumatic for us at the time.
What happened?
So, a group of the local hoodlums decided to build a tree fort. This has got to be going back practically 50 years here. And they kind of like walked off of the main drag just into the woods a bit, found a suitable tree, started building. And they did it for a while. One day, my buddy Mark and I are there at the fort, and we're standing there, and along comes some guy, some like older dude, flashes a badge at us. I think he was wearing a pistol. I'm like, what the hell is this? And he was like, blah, 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 blah. We were on the...
Hi, Mom!
Hey, Lou.
Speak of the devil.
So we were apparently on the property belonging to the gal who owned like the local motel, which really was like a residence motel at the end of the day. She got all hacked off because she found out someone was building in what she considered her tree. Well, it was all swamp. We kind of questioned that. So made a big deal about that. And he was just like, I'm going to call the police, blah, blah, blah. It's like some like, retirement age guy there terrorizing a couple of like 11-year-olds. Told my mother about that. She just thought it was funny. I'm like, well, wasn't that funny at the time?
Oh, Don says, quiet kids, how dare you express yourself? Exactly.
Bingo. Seriously.
How dare you talk to this adult on the school bus?
Anyway, happy Wednesday indeed. We made it. I tell you, I feel tired because I've been at this desk all day doing this. Although I tend to, I actually follow my own advice. I elevate the machine so it's like right about there, and I was doing like a lot of stuff. I got a lot of things knocked out.
Eric has a good one. You know how to get kids quiet on a bus? Tell them we're going to play a practical joke on the bus driver and remain quiet. The bus driver asks if everything's okay. Tell them to answer like a voicemail recording prompt. Marty says, my dad told me a story today about how he and his buddy got in trouble for climbing out of the classroom window and down a tree. That's funny.
Hilarious.
Just like, I'm out of here. Bye.
I heard similar stories about my junior high school, and then I heard stories about my high school back around 1970 when it was like still a Navy town, and that was pretty roughneck. Well, all these young punks who they think they're all that. Ditch. Anyway.
You're still friends with those young punks.
Some of them.
They're just not young punks anymore.
No.
They're old punks.
No, now they're much old geezers.
Old punks.
Yeah.
I like these chips, except they stick to your teeth. Like,
they really do.
Ugh.
I haven't finished chewing, so I'm not at that stage yet where I'm like.
But other than that part, they're really good. These are Lay's masala flavor.
I shall stop eating for
Highly recommend.
Later, I will want some more.
Oh my gosh, Eric says, I remember my 4th grade English teacher, Mr. Angelo. His name was Michael Angelo.
Mike Angelo.
People say, are you an artist?
Well, I remember there was a teacher in my elementary school.
Specifically remember him because of the stick. Uh-oh.
The stick? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
My 5th grade teacher carried a long stick. He didn't beat anyone with it. He just carried a long stick.
My 6th grade teacher did.
Beat somebody with a stick?
He carried a yardstick,
Mm-hmm.
and if someone misbehaved, he would whack it on their head. I'm not making it up.
Can't do that anymore, fellas.
I was going to say, if you did that now, you'd be in prison.
Problem. How hilarious.
This was before they put people in prison for assaulting children. I got called into a teacher's conference for my daughter. This is Lisa. I take off work, and the teacher says, your daughter won't stop singing opera in the bathroom.
Bye.
Oh, no. I looked over at her and we got up and left. I might steal that story for a script.
That's awesome. And I'm saying to myself,
she won't stop singing opera.
It's a highly unusual, tick to have a child sing a lot of opera, and I think, good, yeah, go with that.
That is.
There's so many stupid things that kids do that are harmful and that are really bad for them and everyone else. Opera, more opera. You need more opera. What's opera, Doc?
That is brilliant.
Hilarious. Well, I was about to say that my same elementary school that had the guy with the big stick, he didn't hit people. He carried the stick as if it was like the staff of power. And we were all in awe of the big stick, you know? But there was actually a teacher named Mr. Verdi. And at the time, we didn't even think about it. But I'm like, now there's, speaking of opera, boom, hello.
I thought you meant like green.
Oh, not Verdi.
Verdi.
Verdi, yes.
Peter says, I'm waiting for Scotch bonnet chips.
Woo!
Yeah, they might have those.
Hot stuff coming through. That'd be great.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, no, it's just another break in the wall.
Paging KCG. Is he tuned in this week? Hello, hello. We may summon him up after all. He was a big fan of that album at the same time that I was a big fan of their first album. So, yeah, different ends of the same stick, but we eventually got there. I'm good with those guys up until about that Dark Side thing.
Money well spent.
Hilarious. Anyway, once again, you're working a modified Commodore, Nutty Commodore.
The Nutty Commodore growth, Lewis.
Call me the Nutty Commodore.
I'm just saying it.
And I'm working something which is quite Roman punch-esque. That's something called a New Orleans punch. I'm not entirely sure.
Wait, did we do this?
We're doing it again.
I think we did.
Pardon me. I'm not entirely sure that this is served in New Orleans, but I bet something awfully similar is served at your finer establishments. Go to the Monteleone and ask for something that looks like this. Yeah. There you go. Because otherwise, you're going to walk down, what is it, Boyden Street. They're going to hand you a plastic container this high. You must be this high. And they're going to fill it with something called hand grenade.
And better bistros.
And tomorrow, you'll find yourself face down over there on, on Gin Mill Street. And you'll say, I'm missing time. Bad news. I recommend,
leave kids alone.
if you go to New Orleans, find a great place to eat. This is a food town. Find a place that will make you good cocktails. This is the town that invented the French 75. Well, they didn't invent French 75, but they invented the Sazerac and the Ramos Gin Fizz, like all these classics. They can make all of these. You want a Manhattan, they're going to nail it shut. Awesome.
Yes.
Great stuff there. And go to one of the big hotels. But don't try something called hand grenade.
Is that what the skipper in Gilligan's Island advanced to after being rescued?
Nutty
Commodore. That was after he went nuts, after they were rescued. Then he became the Nutty Commodore.
They took him away. He's just like, Gilligan! Lisa
says, today my daughter has 3 boys and she homeschools.
Oh.
Does she still sing opera in the bathroom?
She should.
I think she should.
Sing it in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
She should make them sing opera too.
I find I don't play a lot of opera out here because we don't own a lot of opera, but we have some. I have some stuff on tape that I never played that I should whip out. I was reviving the tape player the other day. I was making something onto tape, a couple of Blue Note records. Oh, big fun.
Oh, Peter says in elementary school we would impersonate John Belushi, and yes, we got in trouble. No. Oh man, that's hilarious.
Give up. I mean, did America give up when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
Forget it. He's rolling.
Yeah.
We just did that.
We
Animal House. We just did an Animal House happy hour
just did Animal House
weeks ago.
And I will say that watching the film again, it was a real budget picture at the time. They squeezed the best out of that they could. I think that their art department was working overtime, but they made something that looked funny. It's fairly raunchy, but it's hilarious. It still works, and the ensemble cast works. And Belushi has very limited screen time in that. For somebody who was very well known at the time, being on SNL, he was not a really featured player, which is funny. But he's a memorable character. He doesn't get a lot of dialogue. That's why his eyebrows are working all the time. Memorable scene with the guitar, as we know. But yes.
No, but her youngest tries. I love it.
Now we're talking, folks. That's the stuff. Oh, look at that. Down the way.
She wouldn't stop singing opera. I just think it's at these carnivals or whatever, the parents are obviously trying to deal with their kids. And I don't know. I think some of the kids are so funny. They're probably not behaving in a way that their parents would like, but
No.
They're cracking me up.
Cracking me up. I'm telling you. I tell you. Now, I was going to demonstrate a few things, and I might as well show you what I've been getting out of the library.
Oh, he's got some show and tell.
I got some show and tell.
Okay. I didn't know this was coming.
Big fun.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
So
CDs.
Hello. I was revisiting the library after a really long absence from our local library. I just kind of was doing other things. I said, I got to renew my card.
Oh, dime.
And
Thank you.
They actually have an excellent jazz selection because somebody donated his collection. So there's a lot of great stuff there. And I was thinking, you know what I want to do? I want to actually work the tape deck. And I found like I had a blank reel that I'd had forever, pretty good Ampex tape. I decided to give it a try. And I said, I want two things on Blue Note. I want something that we own and that has a defect. And here we have Herbie Hancock, Speak Like a Child. I think this is about his 4th album for Blue Note. It's got really great tracks, fairly laid back, but it's a pretty pointed record. And then what else did we have? I said, I want something else from Blue Note. They didn't have another one from Herbie, but we actually happen to have Out to Lunch, Eric Dolphy. Classic record. Great lineup. And this was made some like 8 months before he died. I think TV, it's a tragic thing. And these both sound awesome. They're just great recordings. Total Rudy Van Gelder kind of stuff for all you music geeks. And I threw it on the tape and it sounds awesome. So like I'm having fun with that. Now I got to find some blank tapes. But right next to the Herbie, what did I find? Oh, what do you know? There's a whole box set, Herbie Hancock, of the stuff he did for Warner Brothers.
Hi, Daniel. Good to see you.
So we got the, hey, Daniel. Awesome. Was wondering if you could join us tonight. So this is the Fat Albert Rotunda, Crossings, and Wandishi. And this is 3 great records. And they come in these little replica sleeves. And I think this one's even a gatefold.
Those just come in that
inside
CD?
the box set. And
wow.
The gatefold on that. They sound awesome. And I was listening to this one in particular, Wandishi, actually the other day, and it's totally filling the room. It's just like, this is not quadraphonic, but it's like it's made for it. Beautiful. So recommend. You could probably find this set for not a bad price up online. And you can definitely find the individual CDs. And CDs are cheap these days. People are kind of throwing them away. Why? They sound fine, you know?
I just want to go back to something Dime said. Dime said, good luck in your face painting class. So, it is supposed to be a private lesson. And I might not even be getting it. We'll have to see. But I have a job on September 8th, so I need to at least practice.
You know it is. And aloha, take it in.
That's good. Oh, hi, good to see you.
Yes.
Yay.
Good to see you, sir. I was wondering about you the
Daniel,
other day.
no worries. You're here now.
Oh, yes, please.
Making cookies.
Wow.
Nice. Okay.
Envious I am.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a few things to take care of, but envious I am. I was thinking of Dennis the other day because I was attempting to fix a turntable, which I think is probably going to be a waste of time. But you got to find these things out. And I was just thinking about, like, getting his receiver up and running, and how I checked out the FM section. I'm like, this thing is totally rocking. Are you still listening to some great Yankees games and et al, the whole thing?
Oh, you were talking about that just today.
Just today.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact. Because it's like, it was really great to have that in house again. It's an awesome machine.
I need a shaker. Well, actually, I just need a glass.
You need a glass. What style of glass?
This is a stir.
A stir in glass kind of thing. Hello. Okay.
Okay.
Look at tall glass.
Doesn't matter. So, for my next drink.
Like this kind of glass. Like a highball.
No. I need something I can strain out of. Like just a shaker tin, kind of like a shaker tin. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I have a shaker tin right here. Actually, I have a spray tin that can be used for the purpose.
All right. I will use. This is 1 ounce, correct?
Hello. That's 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yep.
So my
AKA
next drink
30 mil, 60 mil.
is a classic. I say it in quotes. It's from a Seagram's bar guide from the 1930s. And it's called the Highland Fling cocktail. And I chose it because we have kind of a holiday weekend theme. But also Highland Fling was the name of a boat we had when I was a kid.
Yeah. We actually have the wooden sign out there,
Yes.
as a matter of fact.
So, oh, the Yanks are
Hello,
sucking wind of late. Oh no. Oh boy.
I would hope.
Oh jeez.
Onward to Pretoria.
Okay, so Highland Flame cocktail. Since this was during Prohibition, I'm guessing it calls for 2 parts Canadian whiskey and not Scotch. We don't have Canadian whiskey, so I'm substituting bourbon.
I'm not entirely sure why this is Highland Flame, not using Canadian.
Well, because I think they probably meant for you to use Scotch, but
Scotch was available during Prohibition. Bourbon was not. Well, actually, a lot of bourbon was. You can read the history of it, but eventually we started to run out.
well, it calls for Canadian whiskey, but do you? And it calls so it calls for 2 parts Canadian whiskey.
So you use 2 ounces?
Yes.
Okay.
And 1 part sweet vermouth. This is essentially a Manhattan, but
Yeah, Scotch says Manhattan. This is the one I was thinking of.
yes. So
Fairly wet Manhattan, 2 to 1.
I know.
But that is
And-
how they made Manhattans back in that era,
It
because
is. We'll see if I like it.
the proof of the whiskey was frequently something like 95
Yeah.
or 100.
Okay.
So
And it's a stir. Like normally I would just shake this, but it calls for stirring. And it
Calls for
calls
stirring,
it
stir.
also calls for 2 dashes of orange bitters. So what the hey?
heck.
Okay, let's go back. Hi Mike, good to see you.
Hey, Mike. Thank you,
Okay,
baby.
2 dashes orange bitters. And hello Joe, good to see you.
Hello. Good to see you. Good to
Hope I
see
didn't
you.
miss
Yes.
anyone else.
No, I
Okay,
think that's
wait.
it, because I see this comment right
Okay,
there.
good. Okay.
I love that. Playing the slots and sipping the shots.
I love it.
Well, you know, the more slots you pay, the more they bring a drink. Sir, would you like a drink? Yes, yes, I would.
Okay.
That'll be $10.95. What? I'm playing the wrong game.
If you came here, I would not touch your ice.
No,
But since I'm making this drink for myself, I'm touching the ice.
it's just us.
Okay, so the recipe says to stir.
Stirring.
So
We saw Joe just 1 week ago.
like almost 2 weeks ago.
Almost 2 at this point, yeah. So you had a gig?
I did. I had a tarot reading gig. I
Good
should be
gig.
getting paid for that any moment now.
Yeah, you know, you work it and then you wait for accounts receivable.
Yeah, my accounts receivable department is waiting for payment.
Waiting for those payable
Okay.
peaches.
Okay. Did you get an olive?
I did not. I could though.
You know what? We can skip it.
It's a figurative olive anyway. You're not putting it in
It's a
this drink.
figurative.
You're not going to put this in the
Well,
drink.
no, they want you to. We don't have any chill glasses, do we?
What kind of glass?
Cocktail.
Of course we do.
Oh,
I chill too. For you.
thank you.
Of course.
Okay, so
Of course.
what are some suggestions for bar snacks? Ooh, good.
Here's a great one.
Question.
Behind the bar right now, what do I have? Those long pretzel rods. You can't see it.
Yes.
But yes, pretzel rods are a great, great thing. Those potato chips are a good thing. Beer nuts, classic beer nuts. They're a little sweet, they're a little salty.
Definitely nuts.
Any kind of nuts really will do.
Oh,
Crab
that's
rangoon,
insistent.
mini eggs. Oh yeah,
This calls
that
for
kind of thing.
the recipe that I took this from calls for an olive. I think an olive would be horrendous in this.
It will be really wretched because this thing starts out life as a Manhattan. Why would you put an olive in that?
It tastes like a Manhattan.
And what is this? Whiskey, vermouth, orange bitters. That's Manhattan. For God's sakes, yeah, you look at some of these classic bar guides, and half the drinks are like, you're like, that's a martini. That's a Manhattan.
Mhm.
That's an old
It's a
fashioned.
Manhattan.
It's like nothing is added to this.
But
And they're
it's
just
the
calling it, oh, it's my special
Highland
cocktail.
Flame cocktail.
Huh?
Crab rangoon. Yes. Mini egg rolls. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, Lisa. Go to the Chinese restaurant and order some appetizers. Yes.
That's a great, great thing. And if you're like, well, I don't really have a great place that I like, you can
Meatballs.
obviously get this stuff frozen. And then what do? You throw it in the air fryer that we have right
Meatballs
there.
are great if you eat meat. If you don't, wheat balls. Pigs in blankets.
Peter is actually name checking cocktail hot dogs.
Yes.
And puff
Yes. Yep.
Now
Cocktail
we're
dogs.
talking. Pardon me.
Oh, crab rangoons. So good.
Rangoon is pretty excellent.
crab rangoon is, if you like crab. If you don't like crab, don't do it.
If you happen to have like a seafood aversion or allergy, you'll need to stay away.
Stay away.
But otherwise,
But yeah,
it's an excellent thing, and it's just one of
also,
those classics from Trader Vic's.
I hope this isn't regional. I'm going to share this. Well, hold on.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
He sees what I'm doing.
I see what you're doing.
Okay.
When I'm behind the bar, I can see.
I'm
what you're
gonna.
doing.
I fear this might be a regional thing.
I believe they are Pennsylvania, which means that some
Yeah.
of our correspondents see
But they
these
might be
all the time.
But they might be
They could have better distribution.
nationwide. Okay, so there's a chip company. I do not mean computer chips.
Yes.
Called
Snack food.
Snyder's of Hanover,
Mhm.
and they're in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And they make these things they call pieces,
Broken pieces of pretzels that are doused
but they're
in flavor
flavored.
solutions, and they're doused in
They
things
make
like
really good bar snacks.
buffalo wing. You know,
We put those out
really
for
like,
parties,
oh,
and they just
disappear,
go. They just disappear. So yeah.
voracious trough.
So if you can get that, Snyder's of Hanover, Chex Mix, Lisa, Chex Mix,
classic Chex,
Chex Mix,
so easy to mix up. You can do anything you want. In
celery
there.
sticks with pimento cheese.
Oh, now
Yes,
you're talking.
Dime. Yes.
Pimento cheese, very specific.
Yes.
Stuffed mushrooms, that's a popper right there.
Have you ever used capers in the cocktail? Have we? I feel like we have.
I do not believe we use it in the cocktail.
It's a great idea, Dime. I love
Caper
it.
stuffed olive.
Yeah.
Now you're talking. If you're talking about the salty, briny, like little preserved berries like that, that's an olive.
You don't mind if I have a little fun at your expense, do you?
Oh, my expense?
Yeah.
What?
Just a little. Yeah, Joe says it's been almost 2 weeks since we saw him. Played On the Rocks, the making drink game.
Any gamers? On the Rocks is a hell of a lot of fun.
So.
And it's not that much to learn how to play it, and then you really start getting competitive with it.
Hi, Gettysburg Ma'am. Yes,
Speaking of
Gettysburg
which.
Ma'am. It has a seconds at Snyder's of Hanover. Yes.
You've got like 2 really major regional snack companies within state.
Yes.
You get them and Utz.
Oh, Eric.
And Utz does
Eric
a ton of
agrees
stuff too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, if you can get them, Snyder's of Hanover pieces.
Definitely.
They call them pieces.
And they're just like broken pretzel
So
bits. And it's like the
yeah.
big pretzels that get all broken up.
Oh, see, Dime said honey mustard, and so did Peter.
Bang, bang. Bang,
Yeah.
bang. Everybody's about the honey mustard.
Okay, so.
Anyway, at my expense. Oh, well.
So I had a tarot card reading gig, and it was really far from here. So we stayed with our friend Joe, who, out of the goodness of his heart, let us spend the night at his place, which was like kind of halfway.
Yep.
And so I dropped Paul off, and then I went and did my gig, and then I came back to Joe's place after I was done. And Paul was a little in the bag.
I was in for the night. I didn't have a car.
It was fun.
I was having fun.
He made me a Mai Tai. It was
Oh, I did.
great. It was
Yeah.
great.
At that point in the night, you were very happy.
It was super fun.
Uh-huh.
I got there. The gig was great. It was it was at a beautiful resort. The people were amazing. But when I was driving back, it ended at 10 p.m. So I didn't even get to Joe's place until midnight. But I'm driving back, and most of the way I was totally fine. And then I was probably 15 minutes from his place, and the sky just opened up. And at this point, we're pretty near New York City, so there was a ton of traffic on I-95, and the sky opened up. But so that was stressful. But the good news is I did most of the journey not in the pouring rain.
Big.
Oh, bratwurst on toothpicks and
Brats.
beer mustard dip.
Oh.
No, Dime, don't take off the chef hat. I love these ideas.
Please, throw down.
Keep them coming.
Throw down. I
I
could
love
come up
it.
with a whole bunch of bar snacks, but geez.
Would crackers and cheese be a bar snack?
Classic.
100%.
Classic bar snack right there.
100%.
Absolutely.
Joe says, Paul was trading drink stories with my son, Nicholas.
Yes.
I know, who's a
Nick is
amazing
big. Nick
mixologist.
is cut his teeth as a professional bartender. Currently, I believe he's managing and doing well, doing very well.
Amazing
I think,
mixologist.
I think when he was younger, he didn't quite know what he wanted to do, and he was pretty confused. And then suddenly he slips into this. At one point, he was working for the Four Seasons, like really hardcore. Let's train you at the top of the bar. And it's like, yeah, I would trust this man 4 ways to Wednesday with your drinks. Makes them as well as we do. There you go. I'm just like,
As well as we do.
The fun stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's awesome. Like, what else is good for snacks? We've covered the nut category.
Cheese and crackers is
crudité,
a classic.
cheese
theater.
bits.
Yes.
If you're
Rumaki.
Oh yeah.
That's a class. Now, you don't have to do the chicken livers, as I learned
Which is a good
in
use of.
the book Pad Parties.
Mhm.
You can use a water chestnut instead of chicken livers.
Wrap it up in the bacon, marinate, and just go. And it's on a toothpick.
Yeah.
And it's just a classic thing. I'm trying to think of what else we serve as trough food around here. Oh, those olives. He makes those marinated olives.
I got that recipe out of there too. Okay, if you don't know the book Pad Parties,
You got to check this out.
can you grab it?
It's just right there on the shelf.
Yeah.
I want to bust a few things out of here anyway.
Oh, if
This
you're
needs to be
bussing,
clean.
I got stuff for you to bus. Here. I got more than this even.
I can take that, but not that. There we go. This, but not that.
Hotel hot dog. Oh, Eric. I sent Nick to bartending school. I love it. I love that. I did a 2-day bartending course. Was it 2 days? I think it was 2 days. And you got a certificate at the end. It was like, I forget what the certification was, but like Paul always says, she's a trained bartender. Yeah, I learned to make some really crappy drinks, but I'm a trained bartender. Cheese was on crackers, or the yum. Glendora also likes cheese. Yes. Oh, samosas, Peter. Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Small compact, excellent.
What you do is take some bratwurst, or Oscar Mayer will work, a lamp, wire cutters, and a pocket knife. Oh, Eric. Oh, Eric. Captain's wafers with cream cheese and a bread and butter pickle slice. Okay.
Captain's wafers. You looking for bad parties?
Yes.
And there we go.
Oh, okay. So, this book. Some of you may be familiar with the book Pad. It was very big in our circles, in our retro circles. I don't know, probably 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
20 years ago. But he did a sequel called Pad Parties, and it has some really good recipes in it, including that rumaki recipe and the olives, which you make like days ahead of time.
Yeah, it's just like 2 different kinds of olives, marinate with
Yeah.
like oil, pepper flakes, garlic, that kind of stuff, and you bake it. And all the flavors really marry, and then
Candy
you just let
Spring
it
Man
sit
was
there.
saying we love Snyder's, Utz, and Kibbles. I don't think we get
Kibbles.
those.
Oh,
we
wow.
have Snyder's and Utz.
We have some
Oh, please send us the cheese puffs. I would love it.
cheesy boost.
Oh. Jeez.
Plug it in for 2 seconds, and away you go. Well, you could heat your sausage that way, and you might end up eating a little more than that. One is just saying, oh, wow.
Burning down the house.
I'm telling you, if I can get this in, that'd be great. So for my second hat trick, because I'm out, I decided I didn't want to stretch the brain too much, and I thought, I'm thinking of sort of like, it's vacation time, you're traveling, what kind of goes along with that? And I'm like, I mean, it's in a while. Jet pilot. There we go, baby. This is the thing.
I said it.
I need a vacation.
I want a vacation. I said it.
I'm going to do this the way it needs to be done. This is actually the luau formula, as in Steve Crane's luau.
Laurie Anderson's recipe.
Oh. So that's the way to get your hair like Laurie Anderson's hair. I believe that she starts the day with like a jar of Vaseline, and it's like, there you go. That's her hairstyle. I think I heard that directly from her in an interview at one point. Hilarious. Fondues.
Yes.
Fondues.
I feel like fondue is always in style.
it comes and goes.
Check out my article in the next
With-
Bachelor Pad
in your next
magazine.
Bachelor Pad. The simpler things, and it was
Fondue is always in style.
very popular in the 50s, 60s, 70s. I remember my mother having a chafing dish and making a fondue thing. It looked awesome. It looked fascinating.
I gotta say this out loud. Dime says, this might be a little lowbrow, but have you guys ever tried those buzz balls? If so, thoughts. We have not.
No.
We see them at the liquor store.
Well, Dime, they're usually colored like fluorescent green.
I was about to say,
or fluorescent orange.
My inner 8-year-old
or sort of
loves
pina
the colors.
colada white, air quotes. So we're thinking,
She knew how to outplay the barber shortage during COVID.
oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
my inner 8-year-old loves the colors of those things.
Yeah. Looks like a lot of fun. Anyway,
I have not had one.
I got to do a thing. So
Do
we're
a
going
thing.
to start
Do it.
with the base. I will need the dark rum again.
The Jamaican.
Did you make?
Yes. Okay.
So we're working with Karuba because I'm actually working down my second bottle that my buddy Dennis got for me. He may be back to the Yankees already. Hearing them like,
He was making cookies too.
oh, this is true, yes.
I love that he was making cookies.
Listening to the Yankees whiff one and like, oh, well,
The Yankees
everybody
whiff
has a
one.
hard season sometimes. What can I tell you? I'll
Aw.
take that plantation. This originally calls for like dark rum, amber rum, and 151. I'm like, scratch the 151.
But now it's like Plantaray. So how long have we
Plantaray.
had that?
Not that long. Got this
And it's
actually
now
just weeks ago.
Plantaray.
So Plantaray is on. They're just running down the labels, don't they? This is 1.5 ounce of the plantation dark, Plantaray dark, whatever the hell. It's not that dark. That's why I'm using this as amber rum.
I gotta read this. Joe says, my father won an avocado fondue.
pot. Consolation prizes. Oh wow! Who won a where game?
Wow, I don't have an avocado color one.
So he was on like one of the. That just sounds like he was on Password.
We have-
Graphite.
I have a yellow. I have orange. I don't have avocado.
I do not have avocado. All right, so Jet Pilot is 2 kinds of rum. You can.
Buzzball sounds like something you get from Spencer Gifts.
Yes.
Yes, it kind of does.
Yes, it does.
kind of does.
You don't say. I always have fond memories of Spencer's. We still have one locally. It's really hilarious that we were in there recently looking for what kind of candles?
Drip candles.
Drip candles.
Because I wanted to put them in a bottle, and you know what I mean.
You know, you put it in the Chianti bottle, Peter knows, and you let them drip and different colors go down. So I mentioned this to the guy at the counter. He's just saying, I don't know. Hey, Fred. So Fred comes over and he says, oh, I know. And he takes us right to the drip candles. And right next to the drip candles are handcuffs and like leather bustiers. And I take one look at them. I'm like, this is a different product. And he just starts laughing. And I'm like, yeah, but you took me right to the drip candles. So
But
thank you, sir. It was hilarious.
He did.
Hilarious.
I think it might actually be the same product, honestly, but used for a different purpose.
For different purpose.
Different purpose.
What can we say? I actually needed to clear my throat at that point in time. 1/2 ounce of lime juice, please. You can use lemon if what you got is lemon. We need also 1/2 ounce of the cinnamon syrup, please. This is why we have cinnamon syrup, to make this thing right here. This thing here, this thing here.
Yeah, it was very funny. But when I thought about it later, I'm like, it probably is the same candles. They're just used for an extremely different purpose. Hi, Robbie. Good to see you.
Hilarious. Hey, Roy.
Yes,
boy.
dripping candles. Yep.
Mhm.
I know, because my aunt would do that.
You can
She-
buy candles which come in like 10 different colors that will drip it all over properly. The candle in the bottle to give you that wax effect.
My aunt had
Take the philanum, please.
a number of bottles that she had done the candles in. I thought that was the coolest thing when I was a kid. And I
Oh,
was
I
like,
remember those.
and
Some of it does.
Dime and Chris gave us a bottle of wine from Mars Cheese Castle. I'm like, I want to do a
I'm going to make
candle
that into a
in
drip
this.
bottle. That's what she said.
And so I was like, oh, I need to do candles in it. And
I forgot one juice. Okay. There we go.
And so this was how this all started. I have done, I'm seeing if it's back here, because I have done at least one candle in it so far because it was such a fun bottle of wine. Was because we drank it.
Yeah,
Did I
actually.
Where did I put? Oh,
Was I smart enough to put the orange juice over
I
there?
put it over there. No.
I was not.
He just said, "Was smart to put the orange juice over there?" No.
No, you were not.
Oh, you were not.
You were not, she said.
Oh my gosh, time. Yes, I want to. I think it's just out of camera range, and I can't go over there until Paul comes back. But yeah, no, it was so fun. I loved it. Who has a bottle of wine from Mars Cheese Castle unless you're in Wisconsin? It was super great. And like, yeah, I want to do a candle in this.
It's a bottle of wine, too.
It was good wine.
Now long gone.
Are you back?
I'm back.
Oh.
I need two more things. I need an old-fashioned.
Oh, Dime, do not kick yourself.
Oh, please.
Okay, so you need, like, do you want Angostura or something else?
I'll take the angle. That would be perfectly fine. And thank you. I use a lot of this. I think the recipe is like a dash. I'm like, dash?
Oh, okay.
There we go. That's more like it. The drip bottle itself. Check this stuff out.
I'm only one candle in, but here it is so far.
I got those colors coming down. Check
well,
that
just
stuff
one.
out.
It's only white so far, but I love it. Mars Cheese Castle Pinot Grigio. I love it so much. I
Already
can't
coming
even.
along.
I love it
We
so
need
much.
a red one, and a green one, and a blue one,
do,
all
we
this
do.
stuff. That's really funny. Lisa's noting brother used to take pop bottles and do that back in the 70s.
Ah!
So sometime in the 80s, I'm at some yard sale, and somebody has two ashtrays that used to be 7-Up bottles. I think it was a 7-Up bottle and a Coke bottle that had basically been heated and flattened.
Oh, Robbie, what? Are our voices out of sync for anyone else? Our voices are out of sync for Robbie.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Let us know.
Obviously, I'm looking at like
I don't know what to do about
an
it.
immediate bounce back, so this looks fine to me, so I can't tell what's happening out there. Yeah. So I found like this thing that was literally an ashtray. Take one of those returnable thick bottles, heat it up, and then press it down so it's flat, and then have the lip where you can put your cigarette. Ashtray. And then same sale actually had two very old school.
Thank you, Gettysburg Mail.
Looks good. Okay. Two very old school like steel pop cans, and there was a 7-Up. You remember when it was just made out of dots, that era, and a Dr. Pepper that were made into lamps. Still have these things, and at the time I thought I need one of those light bulbs with the very loose filament that goes whack 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 all over the place.
Yeah.
And where did I find it?
Robbie says maybe it's my ears.
I can't tell you. Where did I find one of those crazy filament light bulbs? Spencer Gifts. Yeah, man, they still had it.
Oh,
No,
Robbie,
I
people are
looked recently.
saying
They don't have it anymore.
hit refresh.
Try it again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Try it again. That sounds good. Chewing gum chains.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Chewing gum wrappers. Yeah, you kind of like fold it
Oh,
over
yeah.
itself and boom, boom, boom. I mean, it's a good usage of what otherwise is garbage. What can you say?
Yeah.
Fun stuff. Anyway, so that's what goes in this. Oh, I need also, we have that tiny little bottle of absinthe. Or absinthe, or Pernod. I didn't get it out.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm looking over here going,
I got all this stuff and I missed like significant things. Good thing we have some mobility here. Anyway, should be on the bottom. Should be pretty obvious. It's got the red cap.
Should be.
I will show you like I demonstrated this on the show before. There we go. You're trying to use like one of these John Beach drinks that uses 6 drops of Pernod. You can either take the bottle and then measure it out in a dropper, blah, blah, blah. Sounds complicated. Or you can get the smallest bottle of Tabasco, finish it, clean it out. And this thing has
Make sure you clean it out really well.
really well. You don't want hot sauce. You want Pernod. Tiny little opening here. That is 6 drops. There you go.
Ah.
So easy. The only issue is you need a tiny, tiny funnel to get in there. But you know, these days you just get that stuff off
You can buy
the
the
internet.
Ronco glass cover.
Oh yeah, I remember
Oh,
that.
yeah. Spencer Gifts, the ultimate Gen X store.
Seriously. I actually remember finding one of those.
Oh my God, that just smells like licorice.
I know it does. I remember finding one of those Ronco glass cutters at a sale.
Really?
And I tried it and it sucked. It just did not work. So like it was one of those Ronco ripoffs.
Ah.
Sorry, Ron Popeil, that one was terrible. Sorry, not sorry. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Not my fault. Anyway.
boy, did subtitles come up, Eric? Because
You can fix that.
when I uploaded the latest Glendora video, Facebook was like automatically outing subtitles. It was very annoying. I didn't know how to get rid of it. Licorice, the ultimate acquired taste. Exactly. I have not acquired it yet.
I haven't acquired it after all these years. I'm really trying.
Still haven't acquired.
I've heard that there's a real stereotype.
Robbie. Robbie says, never mind. I think my gummy just kicked in. Oh, I wish I had a gummy.
Well, you're in good shape now.
Oh, did I say that with my outside voice?
People can hear you. They're on the internet.
Outside voice.
Whoops. Anyway, so there we go. Once again, Hamilton Beach, which is your friend. You can find these things for like a very good price.
Hamilton Beach is my friend.
Take a look. Well, we got this one in Canada when we were there.
We
so
did.
Like, wow, over 25 years ago, I think it was. Or probably exactly 25 years ago we've had this baby.
Quarter of a century.
Paid VAT on this and then got it back. You have to file. But you can find these things sometimes at sales or whatnot, but probably at a place like Kohl's, check. And then a place like
Kohl's.
Home Goods probably turns these things up from time to time. Otherwise, you can just find it at your appliance store. Boom, boom, boom. 5 seconds.
What do you call a bear with no teeth? A gummy bear.
No more.
Oh, automatic closed captioning. Oh, I know.
Yeah, can we get rid of that?
Hi, Johnny. Good
Hey.
to see you.
Speaking of a man who wears fancy
Yes.
headgear. And
Are we?
straying into, I decided to choose the glasses, all the fishies on it. Anthony's Pier 57. Oh, Anthony's Fish Grotto. La Jolla, Harborside, Chula Vista. There we go. Four-year glasses.
Freudian slip.
And that is your jet pilot. Garnish with shark swizzle. This one's from Hidden Harbor. I need a
I
straw.
want to try this.
You do indeed. Jet Pirate. There you go. We have a friend who had a few of these one night and started typing Jet Pirate, and it's been that way ever since. Jet Pilot. This one comes to you from Don Beach.
Good.
There was also the Test Pilot. That just goes to show that Don starts mixing a drink,
I had 2 sips.
and then he can't stop futzing with it, and he keeps doing it for years, and eventually you come up with this thing. This formula is the one from the Luau,
Oh.
so Steve Crane's place. And if you go to the Tiki Tea in Hollywood, that's what you get. You get the Luau formula.
Eric's
It's
talking about the
spot on.
lips not matching the film. Oh, yeah. Have you seen Singing in the Rain?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's a whole thing.
Notice my lips are moving along with the audio.
Ugh. I even see that sometimes just in TV.
Mhm.
And it always makes me super mad when people are lazy with that.
Well, I see that, and it's
Oh,
because
Alan. Alan, I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
Elizabeth. Oh, wow. Okay, hats off.
Alan, I'm so glad you're here, but oh my gosh.
Hats off. That really hit you right there.
Really, I'm so sorry.
I'm glad you're able to share that. That's pretty rough stuff. Thank you, sir.
Wow.
Sorry to hear. But we actually hats off,
Yes.
and we think that there are a lot of great memories there.
I know.
So thanks for sharing. That's amazing.
Thank you for telling us.
Yeah. Well,
And our deepest condolences.
please, like you say, always love watching the show. I'm glad that you're able to enjoy this as many times as you did. And we like to put a little entertainment
You're
out.
not a downer at all.
No.
Alan.
No,
No,
it's
seriously.
just-
Oh,
look,
full of joy.
this is these are the real things.
To Elizabeth.
Please. Thank you indeed.
And sending you
Please.
the biggest hug imaginable.
Coming your way. Please.
Seriously.
Please,
Yes.
you know.
Sending you the
Seriously.
biggest hug
appreciate that.
imaginable. Yes.
Obviously, here we are enjoying something that you might like quite a bit.
Yeah.
Glad to hear.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you're here.
Well,
I really am.
This is we hear about these things all the time,
I know.
and that's life. It is. So yeah, well, heavy stuff. But that's why you can come here.
Yes.
You can have some good conversation.
Everyone is sending you the biggest hug.
Seriously.
Right now.
It might be on the other. No, Eleanor's actually on YouTube, so you're going to see most of this. Yeah, that's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
We love you too, Alan.
Please, seriously. Very, very near to us.
Yes.
And that's why we have this. I consider this sort of an open forum, a salon. Everyone is. All conversation, like within reason, is safe here, and we cover all sorts of interesting and fun topics. It's just a little interest and a little entertainment on a Wednesday, and then when we start talking about real things like what we're mixing here, it's just like this is the real thing. We're not futzing around with beach drinks as much as look. I'm ready to go board a ship right now, and I was talking about this little book I've got over here. This is very beachy drinks. Some of these are a little questionable, but I got something good out of there.
Oh, Eric, thank you. That's like the nicest compliment you could give us. This is better than TV anyway.
I consider this a type of TV. We make video, we make entertainment.
You guys don't know how much we look forward to seeing you here on Wednesdays. I mean, we do this, but if you're not here,
I'm talking to the wall.
Exactly.
Which may be entertaining watching paint dry for 5 minutes, but seriously, there's nothing there. If I do not have an audience, hang up the hat. So there you go. There you go. And these are the things. Good to talk to. And people will come up with questions, and then we try our best to see what we can do with that. I mean, I don't know everything, but we really sometimes we can actually point you in a really good direction and source it. And always, if it's like, yeah, well, my uncle used to get that drink at that Chinese place in Paramus. Yeah, that's actually kind of close. We might be able to dig into that one.
Peter.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
When you talk about that drink my uncle used to get at the place in Paramus, I feel like looking into that is like the low rent version of Beach Bum Berry. Like Beach Bum Berry was looking into like Trader Vic's and Don the Beachcomber and like these kind of high end bars, and the people are like, my cousin used to drink at this place in like Piscataway.
Yeah.
And it's like
a bunch of old man beer and one good mixed drink, and what it was.
I feel like this is I can do this.
It was called the Yellow Jungle Bird, and you're like, oh, what the hell wasn't that? You try to figure that out. And we bear in mind that Jeff Berry spent like ages digging this stuff up.
Oh my gosh, no, he is
decades,
the king.
Decades by now.
He is the king.
He's actually depleted part of his liver capacity in service to this whole thing.
He's the king. We're like,
but he
also, like 14th Earl.
Something, But I will note that he did cover all bases. He covered Steve Crane's. That's where we got this from. It came from the Jeff Berry books, and he would also cover a lot of more regional places. A lot of places that were much smaller potatoes, just on the coast in California, that were probably really cool places that are kind of forgotten these days because they're gone forever, but it was like, the captain's beard down there in La Jolla.
Oh, Errol, welcome back.
Errol,
10-minute break.
Woohoo.
Only 9
more hours. Sir, quick, grab it.
Oh,
there you go. Refreshing.
I need to go grab myself something else. I'll be right back. I'm empty, and I should not have another cocktail because I have a job tomorrow.
If you grab another one of those, that might not be a bad idea. But you take a look, certainly at the original spiral-bound books, Intoxica, Grog and all that. He was digging into what he could find at various places, and it was just like a lot of joints that are very familiar to people in the Southwest that were there, and they might have been in Tucson, they might have been in Vegas, they might have been here, there, wherever. Every place was jockeying for this kind of stuff. More eastern, of course, eastern locales, of course, Ohio had Kahiki, Florida, of course, has the Mai Kai, still going. Boston has the Kowloon, still going, and they had their specialties. Somebody gave us this. I don't know. Anybody watching the broadcast right now recognize?
Did you give us this
thing right here?
We ended up with this. I thought this might be a good time
Atwater
to try
Brewery
it.
Delight. It's probably time to try light beer. Let's try that out. Anyway,
Try light
I
beer.
forget if Don gave that to us or somebody else who was under the Detroit crowd whipped that on us.
I feel terrible that I don't know who gave us this.
Because we ended up with a lot of snacks from that Detroit room, like those locally made chips, which are really good. They're long gone now, of course, and they should be.
You know what we should have though? There's in the Gordon's thingy.
Yep.
There's a Detroit
The coffee crisp?
coffee crisp.
I had one earlier.
I
should have saved it.
Oh, you've already tried it.
I have.
I'm gonna try this.
You try this.
Okay.
I tried it. It was good. It was not done. Okay. Cheers.
Sure. I'm trying
That's right, Claire.
this beer, which is.
Yeah. It's very likely them, and like we were.
Yeah, Don says must have been the Detroit.
The Detroit guys.
The Detroit guys.
There's a couple of torpedoes from Detroit. You know.
Yeah.
He said, "Here, I got a message for you from Mr. Big."
It's good. It's good. Oh, coffee crisp. Yeah, I'm gonna try it. I have not tried it yet.
And these are, I think there's some
Detroit snacks.
I think there's some in Canada actually, because there was.
Hi, Kevin. Good to see you.
Awesome. Hello, sir. Zombie.
Beachman Berry Zombie Mix, but it's been on the shelf for a long time. I hope it's still good. Yep. Well, if you haven't opened it,
you know, if it's the juices and things, then obviously over time.
Oh, but you guys, oh, nice dime. Okay, yep. I'm trying this coffee crisp.
Oh yeah, no, the Detroit crowd is hilarious, and they're ready to go.
Detroit.
Yeah, they're really good. And I'm thinking about the Jeff Berry books because he did his original 3.
This is good.
Groglog and Toxica, and
Taboo Table,
which delved into food and started like hitting the food. And
Sippin' Safari.
A few of those that like we've made literally for about 15 years around here, and then moved into the advanced books, which had a lot more in the way of stories and color, and then like Sippin' Safari. And that's the one that actually gave us the Jet Pilot to begin with. It was around, nobody knew what the hell was in it. One of his books had Test Pilot before then. But this is the Jet Pilot. Tiki T makes it this way, and I believe Maikai makes it almost exactly this way. So this is the one, this is the real thing. It's a
coffee
great
crisp.
The thing.
Where is this from? I know it's from Detroit, but more specifically.
Let me find out, and I'm going to have to take, unlike you, I'll take my glasses off. Because this is made in Canada. Yep, Nestle Canada. Hello.
This
is really good.
So good.
It's one of those wafer cookies, but it's coffee flavored.
Oh man.
Wow.
That is amazing.
I think Tubler makes something.
Oh, Julie's like coffee crisp, hard. I never saw it before Ohana.
Big thumbs, yeah.
I love that there are still regional things that not everyone can get. It's like,
hey,
it's boring if we can all just
get the same old
have
same
everything all the time. Like it's
the
fun to
idea
go to
that
a place
we
and
all
you're like,
eat the same thing, drink the same thing, watch the same thing. It's like you should have something that's a reason to go there.
Exactly.
Otherwise, why would you leave? You know, I mean, every place has interesting things. Our smallest states have regional food that's unique to them, and it's worth going.
151 proof rum is illegal up there, Kevin. What?
Whoa,
oh, geez.
Yeah. Well, it is obviously, as far as a consumable product, it carries certain hazards. Basically, I think it belongs in a zombie, which is something you really should split with a friend. And it belongs in your volcano bowl, providing flame. That's what 151 is.
Peter says, interesting story. Tesco V lived in my grandparents' neighborhood. Michigan. Oh my God.
Speaking of obnoxious rockers.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Ontario, baby.
Hi, Troy. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I think
I just tried a coffee crisp and like I'm enthralled.
Well,
that was so good.
Times when we actually like truck out to California and you're like packing up like the big cherry, the Abba-Zabbas.
Because we can't get that here.
We can get Abba-Zabbas,
we can get
not easily. I know a place. I know a place in Manhattan that'll stack them, you know?
I think we might be able to get them at Adams.
Damn, I think you're right. Adams has a lot of fun food, fun candy. And the one that I was thinking of that I actually have
Chelsea
not
has lots of
seen
other
east
treats.
of the
Aw.
Mississippi, Idaho Spud is actually a fascinating candy.
Wait, Errol says brought some Maui monkey pretzels back from the airline for Lisa and Josie. Happy hours. Oh,
Of course.
yeah, okay, so like it's so hot in here, I'm like sweating into my eyes.
Hey, we've got like a fan, and
Wait.
air conditioner.
Oh, Errol.
Trying
Oh,
real
back
hard
to your
over
meeting.
Well, you know,
Stay strong. Stay strong.
this is very good as a light beer. I tell you, it just
It's
tastes like
good.
it's like a regular.
I like it.
Happy. It's got a good body. A lot of light beers taste a
I'm
little
into it.
insipid, but this one's working pretty well. Boom. But yeah, still enjoying, and I'm still thinking about a lot of these like really obscure things that I don't think anybody would have known about unless Jeff Bray dug them up, like the Saturn. Suddenly that's on everybody's menu.
Yeah.
Gin-based tropical from the 60s.
And people make a
think
frozen
Bubble Gulcini.
Saturn too.
Yes, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. Good things. And it's just like getting back to that level, that's exactly the same territory as Del de Groff, who had been trying to do that in the late 80s when drinks were just like syrupy mess. And it's just like, no. You know, a Manhattan should not be a train wreck. It's
Well,
a
I'm
simple
not gonna
drink.
lie. I feel like that Booed Drinks book had drinks that were a syrupy mess.
It did. It really did. And of course, well, Del de Groff had nothing to do with that. They didn't ask him.
No.
He was actually trying to do better things.
I
than
think
that
we
in a couple
bought it because we
places.
thought it was vintage. We're looking at it today. It's from 1997, which honestly is probably vintage now, but it's like,
It is vintage now. Although at the time that we bought this, I think it was out of thrift, and I don't think we were fooled. As I think we took a look and said, okay, this is more recent than that, but it looks like fun because it has a ton of stuff in it. Yeah, sure.
there were so many drinks in there that were like booze, syrup.
These are the beach drinks.
Oh,
These
no,
are the
well,
beach
that's not
drinks.
going to be good.
Oh, Daniel.
Oh, Daniel likes
Daniel
Saturns.
likes
Oh,
the
yeah.
Saturn.
Whose song? Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Alcohol-free version. We got to get back to Wu's song.
Listen,
We've been once.
yeah, it was good, and I would go again. Obviously, it's a great place,
I would too.
and obviously Daniel can mix her own Saturn if she likes because she knows what's in it.
Yep.
And I bet she does. So that's the good stuff. I remember we were at some event where some
Good night, Peter.
Hi, Peter.
Thank you for
Gotta do
dropping
it.
by.
could be on October 20th. Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I don't know what's going to happen, but
No.
we'll see. We were at some event some years ago. Got to be going back about 5-6 years, where some know-it-all was talking everybody's ear off about drinks and saying, "Well, the only accepted tropical gin is the Saturn." And I hear this and I'm like, Royal Hawaiian?
No.
Hello?
This was it wasn't the Saturn. It was something contemporary. It was a contemporary gin
Base tropical.
tiki drink.
Mm-hmm.
I do not remember what it was, but I remember I was at this event and this woman was just like, "This is the only gin drink that's been accepted into the tropical canon."
The canon.
She was so snobbish, and it was. I'm not gonna name a name, but it was a contemporary celebrity mixologist who had come up with this drink, which was a gin drink, and it was good. It was a delicious drink, and she just kept saying, "It's the only gin tropical that's been accepted in the tiki canon." And I'm like, Saturn, fuck her. We can think of so many examples, but no.
Royal Hawaiian, which is one of my favorite go-tos. People do not even know that drink, and you make it, and they're like, "This is the best thing."
Oh,
It's a good thing.
nice, Daniel. Okay, good to
Wait.
know. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Aw, I
Hello.
love it.
If you're watching on YouTube, you're missing Daniel's comment. She's on Facebook. And hello.
Yes.
But
Should
Halloween
write a
party.
cookbook with horrendous recipes.
Yeah.
Dime, I'm sure it would be a bestseller.
You know, there are people who put out books that have like
Cheeky snobs.
terrible things, and they just do it for fun, and it
Dime,
sells.
right?
It sells. Why not? Oh.
Didn't we all get into this for it to be fun?
If-
I mean, like I'm not gonna lie. I don't like crappy drinks.
No.
But it's like there's a way to balance that with not having a stick up your bleep.
Up your posterior.
Yeah.
Azoo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wazoo. Tell you.
Jeez.
But yeah,
I'm just looking at the conversation going on here.
sorry, I'm just reading what's
Yeah.
going on.
Sorry.
So look, the
Just
fun
reading
stuff.
what's going on.
Fun stuff. But part of this is the archaeology of
Mhm.
anything archaeology of drinks, like what? But that's just digging into the history of when people start getting into questions of like, well, what was the original cocktail anyway? This is like it's either a fraught question or a seriously stupid question. Because at the end of the day, you take a look into what came before what people call cocktails, and it was just big bowls of punch. Well, if that's not a sour, I don't know what is.
Dime,
You
thank
just put it in a
you.
smaller glass. So
Dime
what?
says, we would all love to drink $1,000 liquors, but we can also appreciate a PBR. Exactly.
I was hearing today, the morning show was talking about this day in history. And I have two things to say about that. One,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
remember this. Yep. Yep.
one is he was talking about like there was some hotel that was serving like the most expensive bottle they had on the menu was like Chateau Lafite something or other 1945.
Okay.
It was some Bordeaux, and you can get a bottle these days for $50,000. No, I think $500,000. I think six figures for this bottle of wine from 1945.
I don't have that kind of palate.
I think that had better be good. And I think, are you buying? I'll take a sip, I'll try it.
I'll
I'll try
you're
it.
buying, yeah.
I don't need a whole
I'll sip.
glass.
I'm good. I'm good.
You can drink the bottle, but I'll take a taste of it. That's a level of craziness. And that's a level of like connoisseurship that is well beyond anything that I ever want to put into this. The second thing I can say about August 28th, in history, August 28th, 1978.
I know where this is going.
An important event happened. All of you music fans know what I'm talking. You don't know what I'm talking about? What is the important event that happened August 28th, 1978? I'm not talking about the second Van Halen album. That hadn't happened yet. But the same label released
Time.
a record which caused a hell of a lot of people to stand up and say, what the hell is this? And then they went bang. And it was this. Are We Not Men? And this thing made people flip the hell out because this was really a left field group. Speaking of Akron. And they delivered like this, just a great record start to finish. Bang, bang, bang. That's their early set.
I love
right
Dime's
there.
comment. If we
Hilarious.
win the lottery, we're all getting drunk.
Boom. I am very glad to win.
Spuds.
Very glad. Are we not men?
Spud boy.
If anybody wins the lottery and wants to buy some really expensive liquor and invites us, I'm very appreciative.
I'll go.
I'll check it out. If I ever play and I manage to win, of course you're all invited. Boom, 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 boom. But yes, Q, Are We Not Men? A, we are Devo. I know that Eric and Dime are like boom, 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 all over this stuff. I posted it up there on that present listening group on the Facebooks. If you are belonging to that group, you can check that out. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. But I think that, I remember.
Why don't we get drunk and sue?
I don't remember this album coming out because I was like slightly before the curve. I was still listening to Kiss. Well, I still listen to Kiss. Nothing wrong with those guys. But Devo was like weird. Nobody was listening to these guys. And then
Dime, I love it.
all my friends are just like, these guys are a bunch of idiots. And then after a few years, I realized
What?
a bunch of idiots were my friends. And I had to really like figure that out. And I'm like, no, these guys are something else. And it took like several years before I stopped collecting all of these records from the prior decade and finally said, no, I need a copy of this thing. and I found a copy for a great price. And these days, it would not be that easy to do that. So I'm
Eric
glad
says,
I did it.
I wondered what a Shags cover of a Devo record would be like.
Oh boy,
I'd listen.
we're getting into some really esoteric territory.
I'd listen.
I think the Shags and Captain Beefheart are the reason that Devo existed.
Yeah.
Because they were able to hear records like that and say, what the hell is going on? And then say, no, wait a minute, you know? And then you think about like all those people
Let's
who
get AI into it.
all those people who heaped all of that.
Oh, Eric says my personal favorite. We're through being cool.
Wrinkle.
We're through being cool.
Yep. New traditionalists. All those people who heaped all this hate on Yoko Ono records back in the day.
Mm.
And you know, it's an acquired taste. But then you hear those exact same sounds in B-52's records. Bang! They just appropriated it and said, "No, this is something that's that far out. Let's make that happen." They did it. It came up with a unique sound.
I will never be able to think about Yoko Ono without thinking about when we were in San Francisco. And
2002, I think it was.
Yes, and our friend Steve had a membership to the whatever museum that was having a Yoko Ono exhibit, and he was working that day, but he's like, here, take my card, get into the museum free.
Thank you, sir.
So we did, and in this Yoko Ono exhibit, there was a telephone where if it rang, it was her calling.
She called the exhibit.
She called while we were there, and I did not pick up, but I stood there and listened to the person who did pick up. It was very entertaining.
That's just a stunning thing that she would do that for.
Oh, Eric says there's a B-52's interview with Yoko Ono about that very subject. You gotta find that.
All the hate, but I remember a friend of mine was really into those records, and I started listening, and I'm like,
Lisa,
these are something different.
Oh, yeah. Kevin says, I bet Postmodern Jukebox could do. Oh, I love Postmodern Jukebox, Kevin. Yes. Yeah.
I'm hearing that swing in my head. It's sounding great.
Postmodern Jukebox is like us. Lisa says, I bought a bottle of Perrier Jouet Belle Epoque Brut when I got divorced, and I couldn't tell the difference between that and Cook's champagne. Lisa, you're my soul sister.
Well, Lisa, you've just defined why we don't buy very expensive champagne.
You're my soul sister.
We buy some pretty ordinary stuff, and usually in the Prosecco category, because it's about $11 a bottle.
Yeah.
Do I think, what is the happy point? $11 a bottle. I think that's exactly where you should be for that. Same with wine. And I remember seeing a demo from a pretty well-known chef in the New York area. And it was something that was a food pairing with wine, and it was at work, so we couldn't have the wine. And I said to him simply, well, what is your happy price point for wine? And he said, something I haven't tried, $12. And I thought, that's a great happy point.
Exactly.
You could spend so much on this and whatever. And what is it anyway? 12 will get you past plonk into something that's drinkable. So that's actually very, very important to know that. Yeah.
How cool would this lineup be? Devo,
B-52s, straight jackets.
Those straight jackets. We're in Horton Heat and Southern Cultural. Oh, I would make sure I was there.
Give me the defibrillator, because that's actually causing the heart to stop. Well, you know, we know that the Bees don't tour as much as they used to because it's been some 50 years since they started doing it.
Yes, Eric.
Whereas like Scott's is kind of the replacement B-52s on the tour circuit. Although the Bees are still touring.
I love Southern Cultural.
No, they're great. They're just great.
No.
They fill.
But apart from B-52s,
they fill that same kind of niche as like the Ultimate Party Band. You know, they do that kind of sound, and like
I do love them. Yeah.
They're bent.
Yeah.
They're really bent. Horton Heat is bent in the same way, in a very, very edgy, abrasive sound. I love him. And Los Straight Jackets, hey, those guys are like 5 bands in one. Touring with Nick Lowe.
Oh, Negative Land, yes.
Oh man, jeez.
And Troy says, here to Mendocino County, so many affordable wines and sparkling wines.
Well, you're talking, sir. This is the thing. I know
We are in a wine region.
We are in a wine
honestly.
region.
And we try to buy local wines because
There
they're
are some
great.
great local wines.
Yeah.
Warwick Winery, which
Yeah.
makes those great liqueurs we use all the
Yes.
time, actually has some really, really good stuff. You know, this whole area was known as like all these sweet, like upstate
Lisa.
wines for a long time, but they're producing excellent product these days.
Lisa, I get it. I tempt, oh boy, I guess I've had a few. I tempt at Seagram's corporate headquarters a long time ago. And I don't know if this is still the case, but they were distributing Perrier-Jouët. And I got a calendar, a Perrier-Jouët calendar, which was very pretty. But my biggest memory of that, I had two memories of that job. The first was it was dead. Like they put me at the reception desk.
Kitsch-en?
There was nothing happening.
That's the plus.
Which was great. It was a great job. This is back when we were all buying print magazines. And so I had a bunch of magazines with me. I was good. But the woman who hired me was like, if someone walks by, you have to look up. And I was like, oh, okay. So people would walk by and I would look up. So I got a free Perrier-Jouët calendar and I looked up. And I got paid.
I'm glad you did because you got paid. Yeah, I have a few Ahana videos myself. Some of little straight jackets themselves. I don't think I got anything of Neanderthals, but I might have gotten one thing. It was hard because of like they were on the pool, so it's really hard to get a good like sight line on them that's not just totally blocked by a lot of people partying. It's difficult. I know that like Don does this perfectly by erecting a like 20-foot pole, puts his microphones on, and he tapes everything. I gotta really hand it to Don J. Makes that happen. But I bring my little camera and get a little video, and you know what? Everyone's got a better camera than me these days, so I'm kind of obsolete.
Man, a cult. Yeah, it was so demeaning, but
End of the day,
I didn't care.
Yeah, you know,
I got a calendar.
you got a
And
camera
I got
on it.
paid.
I got a free camera.
Whatever.
I got my free camera, and you can too.
I did not get a free camera.
Oh, phooey. Did you get a free bottle of Perrier?
No.
Oh, jeez, you're distributing this stuff.
It was answering the phone, which never rang.
Boom, boom, boom.
So.
Well, we have an offer for dinner from Robbie.
Robbie, I would love to. Thank you.
I'm there.
We will let you know.
We need to plan a trip. We have friends in Palm Springs. We have not been now in 10 years. What
No,
the
that's
hell
not
are
okay.
we doing over
I
here?
love Palm Springs. It
Palm
is
Springs
not
is
okay that
cool.
we have not been there in 10 years.
A lot's been going on. What can I say? But I will thank you for that offer. Seriously.
Yes,
I'll take you up on that.
Yeah.
You know, if the reverse is true, if you are in our neck of the woods, let us know. We'll take care of it.
Yes.
Because we know places. We have resources.
We would love to
great
see
local
you.
places.
Yes.
Come to the East Coast.
Yeah.
We got things here you don't have, like water.
Go see a Broadway show. I don't know.
See a show or two. You know, there's
See a
things
show.
to do. There's things to do in this neck of the woods. Hudson Valley is just full of great stuff. We have our extreme weather patterns.
That's what I keep hearing.
But for Pete's sake, there's a hell of a lot of production going on Hudson. Hollywood on the Hudson, there's just beautiful things
Yes,
happening.
lots of tiki
All
places,
these-
100%.
All these joints are reviving.
I need a hot water bottle.
Oh,
Eric.
yeah, seriously.
Aw.
I'm telling you.
Maybe Joe B's in the volcano.
I know the name. Never saw it.
Lisa, I think I have a weekend activity now. I'm going to watch that movie.
We've tried to watch. We have been trying to watch a lot of things that are probably a little older that we just didn't get to at the time. A little remedial watching, remedial viewing, remedial reading, listening. I've been doing a lot of remedial listening recently. Just like
That just sounds terrible.
just things that like I missed at the time, and then like much older things, and I'll just get on a jag and I'll just like bang a whole catalog out, or like
Ooh.
I'll grab an artist and say I want to listen to all this, and just hearing a ton of stuff, all worth your time.
Do we need to do a retasting?
Of
Some good bourbon.
which good bourbon?
Oh
do you
no,
think
we
of?
have rice. Sorry,
Which one do you think of?
I was thinking of the Speakeasy Motors.
I would retaste that.
Okay, this
Of
is
course.
rye, Troy. It's not bourbon.
Yep.
But
Definitely. We have excellent bourbon in New York State. It's made according to the precepts for bourbon. You have to do it this way, that way,
the
etc.
right. It's made according to the bourbon thing.
Bourbon thing, You do not have to make it in Bourbon County. Unlike Champagne, which has to be made in Champagne region, Armagnac has to be made in the Armagnac region. I think it used to be that bourbon had to be from Bourbon County, but now you just make it according to the rules. You're good.
Okay.
New York State has great bourbon. But New York State was historically very noted for rye, which is a bit of a different
We
beast.
actually tasted this last week, but we're gonna taste it again.
We tasted it on
because
site when we bought the bottle. What can I say?
This is local.
I'm breaking all the rules, but heck, it's good stuff. So I'm happy to have a
Just a little.
taste from time to time.
Just a little.
Just a little, yeah,
Just a little.
a little bit. I believe this is coming to us at about 86 proof. Not crazy.
This is
slightly.
Speakeasy Motors,
Slightly
American Whiskey Company, rye.
Not to be
Spoiler
confused.
alert, it's super good. And it's local to us, like
Very close.
super local.
Very, very close. We also have Prohibition Distillery, which is now going by the name
Do Good Spirits.
Do Good Spirits. I like Prohibition myself. I'm going to keep calling them that.
But it's Do Good Spirits now.
So here we have Speakeasy Motors. They're working at
It
Speakeasy
smells
thing
really good.
and the Hot Rod thing. And we saw them at a Hot Rod show. Hello. He specifically noted that the mash bill on this is about 60% rye and 40% like corn, barley, that kind of thing. So it's a little smoother than a lot of rice. A lot of rice.
Oh.
But it's still like it's legally a rye. So
Wait, Troy, my bad. What? What?
Yep.
What was your bad, Troy? I missed it entirely.
yeah, I think there was a bet. But definitely.
No, I didn't see that. Oh,
Oh, we got an
Okay,
RIP for
Yvonne.
Yvonne in Sudbury.
Sorry, Canada.
Mr. Sudbury.
Oh.
Yeah. Canadian rye is a different beast than U.S. rye because, like, all the whiskey up there is called rye, and it probably does feature some rye, some corn, whatever the heck. So that's to be noted. But here within New York State, the same rules apply. If it's 51% rye in the mash bill, it's called rye. At least you could be much more than that. And some of them are. And in New
This is
York,
good.
you can get certified as New York rye if you're using New York products. This is
This is all New York.
all New York
products. Yeah.
the water's local, the grain's local. Boom, boom, boom. It's
The
a
water's
super
local.
smooth product.
They do. They're very serious about it, which
And I think
I
that's-
appreciate as a
It's a great.
resident of New York.
We've been talking about national products versus local products. I deeply
Yeah, I know.
appreciate when there's a local product. There's a local restaurant that's great. There's local food that's being done.
Oh,
They
dying.
make the wine. They make the beer. They
You
make liquor.
Swing up and by.
Boom. Yes, but definitely.
Swing up by.
Yeah, you would. And it was great to see you in June. It was awesome.
Plus up
Good
here
times.
we have Havana Club. Yes, from actual Havana.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Kevin. 100%.
Yeah, well, there's the things that you
We
can
brought
get,
it back
blah,
from
blah, blah.
Mexico, which was
We
just there's an infamous story attached to that. But we've brought it back more than once. So,
There is not an infamous story with the Havana Club.
yes, sir.
It was with tobacco products.
Well, no, it involved the Havana Club in the sense that I thought our Havana Club is going to be confiscated. No, it's not, because we have our Havana Club bucket behind us.
Ice bucket's right behind my head. Obviously,
All I cared about was the ice
That
bucket, and it's here.
was not confiscated. So there you go. Yeah.
Time says I love local too. Oh wait, my lord. Yeah.
I will confess to actually liking the product because I'm really liking bitter these days. That hits the bitter notes the way it's supposed to. And I know that I'm just like really an outsider with that. And that you're like, I don't think so. And then like Danielle here is just like, yeah, I don't think so. So,
Oh, yeah, Daniel just changed it. New
oh,
style
hello.
distillers has a decent
Decent
variety.
right.
They're local to Albany. Okay.
I
All
love it.
right. We're actually
I love
going
it.
to be in Albany-ish
About a month. About a
in
month
about
from
a
now.
month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're shooting some video. We're doing the next one, baby.
One of our delightful friends has
Make it happen.
offered her place for us to shoot some videos, so we will be in the area.
But we do appreciate the capital region. So
I do.
yeah.
I honestly do. I'm not being funny.
No, there's
Like,
a lot of great stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of great stuff happening there. Like a ton of history, but like currently there's just a lot of local industry happening.
Yes, Lisa says
fantastic.
I will always support our local farmers and locals. Yes,
Farmers market.
Yes. Sam says I think it's fair to say that Malort is almost like a giant bottle of bitters.
It is in that category of like the large bottle of stomach bitters. Basically, it's really it's a relative of the Amari, and it's made that way. It's made to be that kind of bitter. So I can hear that.
Oh, yes, Daniel. Yes, we gotta figure this out. Like,
please.
September sounds so far away, and it's like not. So
honestly,
we gotta get together and.
I know we're not around the corner, but you're one of our locals.
Yeah, yes.
And we love you.
Yes.
You showed up at our thing a couple years ago.
Local milk.
So
I've never even thought about that.
Like raw milk? Talk to your local dairy farmers. Yeah.
I'm gonna take a shot of Angostura bitters. Yeah, no.
It would kill you. It's too high proof.
Yes. Well,
the big bottles of bitters,
milk.
like Fernet is really a big bottle of bitters. It is nowhere near the kind of proof that's in Angostura. It's much, much less. So that's the thing. You can take that as a shot and say, I'm just trying to digest.
Think about Fernet.
Angostura is drops worth. It's super concentrated. So
I do not want to drink Fernet straight, but I'm just thinking that like a drop or so in a drink can help. But
yeah, we've seen it happen.
Man, you have to be so careful.
On a grog.
You really do.
You tip it over the edge and you're done. It is
ruined.
Really severe because of the flavors involved. They're very strong flavors. It is very much in the same category as all of the anise liqueurs. Drops worth, like I used in the Jet Pilot, it adds a dimension. Half an ounce, you're just drinking like a liquor stick. There's a real problem with that. There really is. It's too much. And I understand that. I can withstand a lot more in the way of that flavor than you could. But still, if I'm having a drink that's like half Pernod, that's all it is. It's more than half. It's all of it. So I'm not that happy with that either. I think it's a flavoring thing,
Oh, hi, Jesse. Good to see you.
Jesse. So good to see you, but definitely. So the question comes, what if we turn Malort into a concentrated bitter? Well, that's a different beast.
Oh, wow.
Suppose you use that much Malort, not this much Malort. We might even bring Daniel back into the fold in terms of using Malort because I know she's familiar, but I know that her enablers are always just hey, take some Malort. And they're I don't know about that. And it's a little sadistic.
This might not be the way it actually happens. I'm just saying.
Suppose you just used a tiny amount as a flavoring component.
Beer, didn't you? You killed that beer?
I did not.
What is it? Oh, it's right behind you.
There you go. It's right there. Sitting right next to you. Of course.
Oh, wait. There it goes.
Oh, there it goes.
Okay.
So I think that's a possibility because I have done that with certain products to see if I could make it work. Take 3 horrible tasting products, make a good cocktail out of them. I've done this.
He has.
I have. And people will testify to this in the gaming world. In the world of gaming, Joe witnessed this.
I would love to hear the outcome of all of this.
Try it out.
Why not?
In terms of concentrating it, I wouldn't go boiling it down or anything because it's highly flammable, but see what you can do. It's pretty concentrated as is. Maybe just use less of it. Try it out. Experimentation. But I remember the gamers, who was it? Joe Gullet challenged me and he gives me a Moxie and says, make a good cocktail out of this. I was like, okay. And I thought to myself, well, look, Moxie's big bitter flavor is the gentian root. The same flavoring component in bitters. All right, we're off to the races.
Danielle says, I'm trying to make a cocktail that features Malort where it doesn't overpower the drink.
You could probably.
I am anxious to hear how this turns out, actually.
Dig in, but you could I think, obviously feature Malort with about a 1/4 ounce, maybe less. Less is more with Malort.
Well,
because it's bitter enough.
I feel like with Malort, it comes down to 1 drop, 2 drops, 3 drops. Yeah. You know, if you want to feature
6 drops worth.
I like the bitter.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
So, yeah.
On the ground
I am anxious
at Ohana, I think
this.
I had about 5 shots of this stuff because I thought, I don't know, it's kind of punching. It's kind of punching through a pretty heavy weekend, you know.
5 shots of Malort.
I'm daring.
No wonder you were in urgent care.
Well, yeah. Come to think of it, that might have been the thing.
25 shots of Malort.
Don't do
if
what
I
they
can
said.
tell you anything,
don't do what they
don't
said.
do 5 shots of Malort.
Anyway, but Tina's working up for cocktail contest.
Oh, okay, all right.
All right.
Boom, 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 boom.
Interested in experiments? We cannot source Malort here. I would have a bottle behind the bar for usage, and
we could create our own wall of pain.
We can create something that's much, much more bitter and evil because we have access to sfumato. Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Diane says maybe I'll come up with a sweet and sour using Malort. Oh.
Sweet, sour, bitter.
I love this.
Counteract.
I love that you're all taking the initiative.
Counteract.
And I will try it and I will feature it on our broadcast.
Yep.
Oh, Daniel gets it online. Okay. All right.
Boom diggity.
I never even thought about that, believe it or not. But we're in New York where you can get liquor shipped.
This is true. And,
yes.
And so is Daniel. So obviously we can do this too. We can do this too. Yeah.
Yes. Well, Kelly loves you in your abusive relationship with my Lord.
There's more truth to that than you think, but like the fact is, I'm okay with like taking more than one for the team just because hilarious, and I just have to watch out certain things. That's all. And
Lisa, which mugs did you buy?
Hello, let's find out.
Yeah, no.
Let's find out. Well, that's very good.
Yeah, UPS. Yes, in New York we can get liquor shipped.
Yeah.
I don't even.
UPS.
It's not that many states that will allow you to do that. So.
You know, the great thing about that big experiment we had in the 1920s called Prohibition is that after the end of that, the government said, obviously we don't know how to do this.
Because that works.
So it's up to you. So 50 states have 50 sets of laws. And are they consistent? They're all over the bleep place. What the hell? Who knows? Some states are like, we're going to control all this. New Hampshire, Pennsylvania. Some of them do better than that than others. New Hampshire is better than Pennsylvania. Some states allow booze to be in your grocery store. New Jersey, in some limited cases. Ohio. Out west, all of them, no problem. New York State, no. New England, no. Got to go to the package store. It's it's kind of obtuse. And you think that more of these local liquor municipalities would say, let's do something regional and figure this out. They don't do it. They're not going to bother.
Sorry, I'm just looking something up.
Oh, yes. Our local dry county.
Yes. Okay, so the other day, hi, Colonel Keg.
Hey, Keg.
See you.
Awesome.
So last night, it was just last night, right? I had a balloon twisting gig.
Yes, just yesterday.
Grahamsville.
Last afternoon.
New York.
Mm-hmm.
Which was lovely in the Catskills, whatever. But on the way back, I drove through Neversink, New York, which is a dry town.
Dry town.
New York has a dry town. I drove through it last night.
Seriously. The state itself helped to repeal prohibition
Absolutely no
in
one to import any
1932.
alcohol. Oh boy! Oh wow!
And here we are, some 90
Oh boy!
some odd years later, still talking about it.
Oh.
Dry counties in New York. Well, if you can't get it there, never sink. You just go next door. Boom, done.
Nice, Lisa. Oh, Gina says that's weird. Oh, about never sink.
Seriously.
Yeah, it was. I knew about it, but I've never been there. But I just happened to drive through last night. Yeah.
And there it was. We've heard
New
about
York's
this.
dry town.
You heard about this, but like you don't really know it until you're suddenly on 17 driving through going, oh, that's the one.
Wait,
right?
I'm in Never Sank.
Hilarious.
Don't try to buy booze.
I swear. Transmissions is not familiar with Malort. Well, I got to tell you.
That's Jesse.
It's not that you need to be, but if you're intrepid with these cocktail things, and particularly if you're familiar with Amari, check it out. I think it's not.
If you like bitter.
Yeah, if you like bitter, it delivers.
Continue your exploration.
It delivers
if you
a
don't,
really heavy bitter hit. If
yeah.
you do not like bitter, forget it. But if you do, sure. And the fact remains, it is far from the most bitter things we've had.
Yeah.
So that really opens up the whole question of, well, what is more bitter than that? Oh, a lot of stuff. Oh,
Sfumato.
There are some things that are pretty abrasive, I gotta say. Yeah.
Oh,
hello.
Colonel Keg, you're so
Thank you,
sweet.
Keg.
Thank you.
Thank you, Keg. Definitely. Oh yeah, Jesse. Talk to Dime. He'll get you a shot. There you go. Have a lot of fun with that. But definitely. Eric's noting, Lord say, designer's bad practical joke. I like to call it a biker bar dare shot because that's exactly what it is. You show up in this joint, all these guys are dressed in leather. They're like, do this, bang, and you're like, okay. If you can take that, you get to stay and drink Pabst.
But I can do it. I honestly can do a shot of Malort.
You can do a couple shots of Malort.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got that.
It's not
You
bad.
you take that stuff like a Marine.
It's not that bad.
Seriously, Cheryl.
I mean, it's
Telling you.
It's not what I would reach for, but I can do it.
Occasionally, when I just like I've had too much and the digestion is off, that to punch through is a pretty good idea.
Yes, Daniel saying I've had tea more better than Malort. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. But Malort is some special things.
Exactly. Things in the range of like dandelion root is very bitter stuff.
You don't see me getting Malort. Lisa says, yeah.
No, yeah, probably not.
It's very Chicago-esque.
You could order it. Possibly, you could probably find a rum run that'll get it to you. And I think if you like bitter, try it. If you don't, forget it. Forget it.
Go to the back of the yards area in Chicago. Oh. Definitely.
Look, I mean, we do this kind of thing because it's fun. Also, there's this huge category of the bitter liquors. I mean,
we got to get some Malort.
The Amari are well known, and what are they there for? They're there for digestive purposes. It's supposed to punch through all that heavy stuff you had. And you know what? It works because there are bottles of what they call digestive bitters. It's about a bottle this size, and you just take that and it just gets it right through and like moves it on. It's good.
Sounds like my uncle who was in prison. Wait, what? Lisa.
South side of Chicago.
We gotta get together and hear your stories, Lisa.
Let's talk.
You have the best stories.
Shall we talk? And time's got us.
Oh.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
We need to put Malort. We gotta do a Malort video.
Don't Chrissy and Jeff have one of these? They probably buy now.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
I think that like the chain from Toronto through New York State ought to be able to get it to us. Need to talk to the enablers. They're well named.
See?
We are not that far from these spurious gentlemen and ladies. So I'm just saying. And we have products that you're interested in too, like that cherry liqueur we can get like locally. Oh boy.
American fruits.
Dano would not live without this stuff. What can I say? He found some good stuff.
We'll play a
Great.
game of Muller roulette.
Ah,
Oh,
who knows what it was?
Amateur. I had 4 uncles in prison.
Hilarious.
Oh, man.
Hilarious. That's done. So this is an interesting little display, interesting little exercise.
Well, I am from Oklahoma.
And, yeah, well, you're in a state that was dry until 1959, I believe. Hello. Yeah. I think that was like the drop dead. Because from your mother, she noted, oh yeah, they
Diane says, don't look at that clock. Okay.
Don't. Look at what? Who? What?
What?
Oh, we need to keep going? Okay, I can.
I am bored.
I can go for a while,
it's only
but
7.
like
all right, hold on.
Oh, that's true. It's 7 o'clock somewhere, after all. On the West Coast, I think. Yeah. So we can keep it going. I mean, I'm not trying to shut things down. I'm just like trying to keep ourselves on our feet. And I do not have a bottle of the most. Wait a minute. I think I do have a bottle of the most bitter thing that we have.
What are we doing?
Give me a second. Yeah.
What are we doing?
Oh, what you're doing is a good idea. I'll take some of that.
Bring it over. I'm going to pour it off camera because I got a rep to protect.
Dime says he's just kidding. Look, I need to get up tomorrow for 9 o'clock. So as long as I'm up by 8, I'm good. I don't have a really rapid glass. And now I do.
Here.
There we go. And boom. Lucky I got more glasses back here. I'm telling you, folks. Daniel can't imagine a dry state. I will tell you this much. New York was dry between 1920 and 1933. Wait for it.
Good one.
If you couldn't get booze in New York in that period, you were not trying, fool. But definitely.
Funny
and these days,
to this dry county,
right? And they make it there, don't they? They make it an extremely well-known whiskey. I swear. What can I tell you?
I don't have to get up.
But the locals are like, we will not drink.
Early.
I'm sure you don't. Never. Cross my fingers.
Wait, what? Are we trying something?
Well, I was talking about the fact that, I don't have the most bitter thing that we own. Wait a minute. I think we do, don't we?
Do we still, though?
Let's take a look. We need to explore.
I don't think we do. That's full of CDs. No, that's full of CDs.
Oh, geez. You can't drink that.
No.
All right, let's see.
I think we killed it.
I think we did. But I need to dig in.
Oh,
because
boy.
I think it's kind of
I wish you could see this.
Yeah, this is the fun part of the fun part. Oh, what do you know? Pimento. It's that season already.
Oh, jeez. He is finding things for us to try.
Yeah, we dig in and find stuff. Goldschlager. We have Goldschlager.
No, we're not trying that.
I'm not trying that. No. I'm just realizing that we have a bottle back there. Hello. It's time for that, too. What is here?
Give up.
No. Never give up.
You're looking for the spumato, aren't you?
I am.
Did we kill that? I think we might have
We
killed
did not.
that. Then it's upstairs.
I saw it recently.
It's upstairs.
So checking it out. And that's that. I was making sure.
It's not in there, I promise you.
We have some interesting things in there.
We think we have some interesting things in the back bar. Yeah, we do.
We kind of do, don't we? Okay.
Come back, little Sheba.
Oh, he'll be back. Will he be back? Oh, yes. One is just making sure.
Unless you crossed him. Mr. Capone. Paul for the optimist. I know. I'm like, we don't have that.
You're sure?
Give up.
You're certain? Are you positive?
I'm positive. Give up.
Would you swear on your life?
I think if we do have it, it's upstairs in the attic.
Would you swear on your friend's life?
No, I'm not going to swear on anyone's life. He's quoting Legally Blonde now.
I am.
Like, would you swear on your life? Would you swear on his life? Like, no, I would not, but.
All right. That just means.
Oh. Time says, I couldn't afford to go to the 8th grade field trip in Washington, D.C. He let me go for free. I just had to volunteer to do the cleaning up and stuff. Oh. Jesse says, I really was kidding. Wayne Dyer is a fraud. It's not their fault. I think he's going up to the attic, which is semi-dangerous because our stability balls are at the bottom of the attic stairs. So the idea of him coming down from the attic and not tripping over our stability balls, I don't feel good about his chances. But I'm glad you're all here with me in case I need to call 911. I hope I don't. I would prefer not to.
Captain finds it.
He found it. I didn't have to call 911.
Speaking of a dreg, now that's what I call a dreg. There's barely
This
anything
is
left in this.
Barking bitter.
Dingy looking dreg. Wow, this has all of the sediment in it. Sedimentary, my dear Watson.
Do we need one glass or two?
Oh, it opens up. Good grief, it's not
Shake
totally
it.
seized.
Oh my God, I smell that. He opened it like halfway and I'm like,
Oh,
woo! I smell that already.
ooh, that is a lot
This
of
is,
a
by
lot
the
of
way,
gentian.
Sfumato Rabarbaro. This crap is bitter.
We're getting commands to chug.
Chug, chug, chug. There's, thank God for us, there's not enough to chug.
Curb your tongue, knave. I do not do shots. However, I'm about to do a sample of
I can
this.
go get shot
I
glasses.
think it is time to do such things.
All right.
Wing.
I have
All right.
a gig tomorrow. I'm just saying.
Luckily, this is actually fairly low proof, and there's a tiny amount of it. It's it's recycling day tomorrow. We got to send this stuff out. Absolutely. This is actually made by the Cappelletti Company, which makes an excellent Amaro. Definitely worth your time. And I think they make another product which is sort of like Amaro with a little orange flavor. A lot of fun. Great to play with it.
Okay, so I brought one skull glass and one alien glass. So someone gets an alien and someone gets a skull.
Somebody gets probed, and somebody gets, reminders that we're all mortal.
He gets probed. I don't want to be probed. I'm just saying.
This is so sedimentary.
Oh my God,
Wow.
I just smell it from here.
Yeah, this is really, really draggy.
It's draggy.
Let's see if we actually have approximately equal amounts. Yeah, we do.
Draggy Dregerson.
All right, here we go. That's it. This sucker is absolutely drained.
Ah.
I am down to like some dingy bits in the bottom that look horrible. Like this is a crime scene. So,
Wait, what? Jesse, what?
ooh, what?
My ancestor is infamous. He was a colonel in the Revolutionary War. His brother framed him as a British spy, exonerated.
90s.
What? Oh my
Whoa.
God.
Whoa.
Ramsey Lewis and bandmates used to hang out at my house. What? Because my
Stage
brother was
manager.
his teacher.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, wow. Dime, I love that.
I was just
Daniel
listening to
says,
Ramsey Lewis the other
ew.
day. All right, so Daniel, don't try this. Well, don't try this exactly. Maybe a fresh bottle will do it. But are you
This
ready?
is
Are you ready for something
pretty-
abrasive? Here we go. Arriba, abajo, al centro, al dentro.
That's not bad.
It actually mellowed because it's been sitting up there for a while, but
I
ultimately
kind of like it.
it is extremely astringent. It's almost like you would put this on a wound.
I kind of like it.
It's like it's no longer a liquor that you would drink for anything.
I enjoyed that a lot.
All I remember
honestly.
having this stuff when it was fresher.
pretty
It was a
good.
lot more abrasive, and I thought I kind of liked it. You know, we're good with that level of abrasion in these things, and it's kind of like
It
pouring
is
on. What
probably
do you
one of
got?
the most bitter things I've ever had. But
Easily. I think it's
enjoy it.
tops, and I think there are things out there that are more. Malort is not one of them. Yeah.
Blistering base.
Delicious. Ah, patoot. You know.
I enjoyed that a lot more than I expected to.
Well, it was time to get rid of the drag because, good grief, this is just.
I did look like I was anticipating. So I did, right?
Yeah.
I was not.
I knew I was in for it.
I did not expect to enjoy that as much as I did.
But because we have had this stuff well before we ever tried Malort, it's like, Malort, whatever, you know. It's just.
No, I think this is our second bottle.
It is our second bottle. I'm saying we tried this long before we tried the Malort.
Yeah.
So hilarious.
Anyway, if you enjoyed the bitter,
try Sfumato.
this is your baby.
I think it's fun. The rabarbaro refers to rhubarb. That's one of the major flavors.
Yes.
So you have something which itself is a fairly pithy and abrasive flavor, and then you've got
Night, Daniel.
Kitsch-en.
Thank you for dropping by.
It's time. You've seen the worst that we got.
I know. I gotta go to bed.
Now you go to bed.
I gotta go.
I should do the same.
I gotta do my thing tomorrow.
I have a 9 o'clock tomorrow.
It's shape my money maker.
The simple fact is, folks, it's been awesome to see you, but I need to be up before 12 hours are out.
No.
And I need to actually be functional. So I need to stop this business. But yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
Jesse.
Oh, wow. Oh, geez. Hello. Well, you know,
Wow.
you do what you need to. Well, thanks for sharing. You know,
Oh my god.
this is a safe space for all of such information. You know, because you're all welcome here at all times. Always remember.
And honestly, we love and appreciate you guys so much. We really do. Like
without the audience, I have nothing, and without this audience, I do not have this level of entertainment.
What you bring to this, and
there you go.
If you're not here, we're just talking to the wall, like he said earlier.
Watching the paint dry, hilarious, big fun. Some of you have been patrons for years. Thank you so much. If you'd like to be a patron, patreon.com, Lounge. We have product. I showed the towels earlier. That helps us out a lot. If you are thinking, I just want to throw you a tip, bottom of the screen, Venmo, right there. That helps us out materially. We really appreciate it. That's how this thing keeps going. And that is the second commercial plug this entire time. We don't
love you all and appreciate you so much, and really more than you know.
Yeah. Malort,
really more than you know.
Good night. We don't like to hammer you with commercials. I give like 2 throughout like an entire 2-hour thing, and there you go. But that, and all of you who have been supporting us for years, I can't even begin to tell you how much that helps us make this happen.
Sending you all the biggest hug.
Please.
Thank you.
Oh, Don got some towels and he's very happy with them. Lisa's had some towels for years and speaks kindly.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Definitely.
Yes.
Well, once again, the simple fact is, you got to remember that no matter where you go or what you do, remember, we're going to see you soon.